of Liberty.
Our country is strong. A great people has been moved to defend a great nation. Terrorist attacks can shake the foundations of our biggest buildings, but they cannot touch the foundation of America.
In the
These acts
councils
shatter
of government,
steel,
we must guard
but they
against
cannot dent
the
the steel.
acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
Inherently and historically opposed to secret society.
We, as Americans, have the capacity now, as we've had in the
decided
past,
long ago
to do whatever
dangers
needs
of
to be done
excessive and unwarranted
to
concealment
preserve this last and
facts
greatest bastion of
far
freedom.
outweigh the dangers
In this
which are
present
cited to
crisis,
justify it.
government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Welcome back to Embers of Liberty, where if you have not liked, commented, subscribed, and clicked the bell icon, you're a fucking loser.
That's not how we're supposed to bring that in.
That's what I did. You know why? Because it was right there on the screen.
Very nice.
Anyway, welcome back. It is another beautiful, beautiful rainy fucking day at the end of summer in Alabama.
I am very, very glad that it is raining.
I'm not.
I am ecstatic.
Well, at least one of us is, because I definitely am not. But, you know, we're going to get right into it tonight because we actually do have a good bit of material to cover. I'm proud of Joe. There's a very nice treat coming for you folks later on. Very proud of you, Joe. Very proud.
Thanks, man.
Very proud. But Joe, he's growing up so fast.
Embers of Liberty. What am I missing? Oh, the L on Gmail. I'm trying to sign into the Google Docs,
shit.
man.
It didn't. Why is the desktop audio still muted? Anyway, it's not now, but a little bit late. But
Stupid. It's Kate.
it is Kate. Bought her some pretty flowers today.
Ooh, what'd you get?
It's just a random bouquet from Sam's.
You're getting there.
She's really stepped up her game as far as, you know, taking care of stuff around the house. Very happy and all that because I'm in school.
Nice.
She pretty much told me, like, you know, school's your second job. Keeping the house going is my second job.
Nice. I like that's a good. Kate, you're going to make a good wife for this feller.
I found a keeper, man.
You did.
She's a keeper.
If you let her go.
She's a suitor.
I'm saying if it's your fault that something happens to your relationship, we will kick your ass at this point.
Well, no shit. I'm not. Listen, man. I'm going to be honest with you.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
I'm not that retarded.
Fair.
She said stepped up like I was saying that she didn't do anything before. I meant you picked up my slack.
There you go. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Could you just take the compliment? Huh? Is that? Is it? Can you just do it? Can you just take the compliment just once? For once in your life, appreciate my love.
From now on, when you need help with plants or something, like be like, hey man, like I need to.
Hey Joe, I'm going to tell you this was a spur of the moment thing.
I know. I'm just saying if you're actually in the future looking to be like, hey, I'm going to get Kate a plant. Just let me know.
My gorgeous woman deserves some pretty flowers.
I'm sure she enjoyed those.
She did.
Even though they're going to die in a few weeks.
Probably.
Make sure you use the food, the plant food
She
it comes
did.
with. Make sure you do that.
She already did. She did that before I left.
Also, recut them. Like the people that cut them don't do it right. They're flat. So they sit flat against the bottom of the vase and it can't suck up the water as good. So when you go home.
Well, Kate already cut them. So shut up. She's already done all this shit.
Like you got to cut them at an angle.
Joe, this is not home and garden television, okay? This is not HGTV, you fucking 90-year-old geriatric fuck.
She said don't pass him up on that.
Pass me up on what?
On plants.
Definitely not going to now.
Yeah, you got to cut them at an angle so that way.
Joe, she knows what she's doing.
I didn't know how much she knows, man.
Listen, man. When it comes to plants,
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Exactly. That's what I'm telling you.
she's not.
I know she's not.
Then why?
I don't know how much she knows. Not everybody knows that,
She
man.
knows enough to have 8 billion goddamn plants at my house. Anyway, I mean
Hey.
our house. But
Hey, it will purify your home's air, and you will have crisper, nicer air.
yeah, tell that to my stank ass dog.
Well, you probably have normal air then.
No, we've got stank ass air.
Why is my pocket vibrating?
Probably because you're getting a text message or some
probably.
shit.
You know what? Welcome to Conspiracy Corner early.
No, we're not doing that. Anyway, Joe, how was your week?
It was good, man.
That's good. That's good.
I got me a new tobacco this evening. It was called Autumn Evening.
Autumn evening.
It was quite a nice smoke before
Good
the show.
evening, Malik. Sorry.
It was quite a nice smoke this evening.
Nice.
So how was your week?
It was good. It was good. I did a thing. I ordered a direct drive wheel for my sim racing.
Mm.
It's gonna be awesome.
Sweet.
It's gonna be totally sick,
But not
Yeah.
COVID sick.
but not COVID sick.
Joe,
I've
I've
got
gotta
to
tell
tell you something. I've got the Rona. Not really. I don't. But
To be honest with you, we probably all have the Rona.
yeah,
I don't know if it's allergies or
it's
Rona.
gonna it's gonna be
all
like The
Rona.
Walking Dead. Everybody's infected. But anyway, yeah, it was a good week. We got the boys. We're gonna have the boys again next week, I think.
Okay.
As far as I know. So yeah, making the best of it. I have enjoyed Kate's mom and stepdad picking him up though, because I have not had to drive out to fucking New Hope every day after work.
Is that where he's at daycare? Or?
That's where Kate's dad lives.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he lives out there. It's New Hope, New Market, something like that. It's one of them too. But yeah, I've been having to. So Kate's dad picks Luke up most of the time, but he was out of town this past week. So
Gotcha.
Kate's mom had been picking him up, and I'd just been picking him up from their house, and they only live like 5 minutes down the road. So it was really nice. And next week it's gonna suck.
Is what it is, man. It's part of being a parent.
Anywho, New Market, yeah. New Hope,
You
New
said
Market,
New Hope.
same fucking thing.
No.
I know they're not the same thing, Joe.
One is a hope, and the other is a market.
You son of a bitch, I'm in. Anyway, weeks are covered. It's time to talk freedom things. Fuck yeah! So we're going to dive right into this, we're just going to dive right into Pop getting impeached, because I think that's probably, he's not getting impeached. Let me rephrase, right? So they're opening an impeachment inquiry into Joe Biden. And don't take it from me, take it from Kevin McCarthy himself, because, here at Members of Liberty, we always want to bring receipts.
You know, the months that we were gone and the weeks, House Republicans have uncovered serious and credible allegations into President Biden's conduct. Taken together, these allegations paint a picture of a culture of corruption. Now, here's what we know so far. Through our investigations, we have found that President Biden did lie to the American people about his own knowledge of his family's foreign business dealings. Eyewitnesses have testified that the president joined on multiple phone calls and had multiple interactions. Dinners resulted in cars and millions of dollars into his son's and his son's business partners. We know that bank records show that nearly $20 million
I hate the way this guy talks.
in payments
Yeah.
were directed to the Biden family,
Especially when he
members
pauses.
and associates through various shell companies.
Joe.
What?
God. I don't like listening to him talk at all.
If I did it, I would snort. I'd be like, every time I do it. Imagine if I was like that and I talk like that, and every time I'm like, in America today, we are.
Yeah, it'd be like that. Anyway,
Treasury Department alone has more than 150 transactions involving the Biden family and other business associates that were flagged as suspicious activity by U.S. banks. Even a trusted FBI informant has alleged a bribe to the Biden family. Biden used his official office to coordinate with Hunter Biden's business partners about Hunter's role in Burisma, a Ukrainian energy company. Finally, despite these serious allegations, it appears that the president's family has been offered special treatment by Biden's own administration. Treatment that not otherwise would have received if they were not related to the president. These are allegations of abuse of power, obstruction, and corruption. And
I can't with that, man.
By the House of Representatives.
I don't know what it is, but I just noticed it tonight.
I am directing our House committee to open a formal
He looks like an eagle.
inquiry into President Joe Biden. This logical next step will give our committees the full power to gather all the facts and answers for the American public. That's exactly what we want to know, the answers. I believe the president would want to answer these questions and allegations as well. This effort will be led by Chairman James Comer at the Committee on Oversight, in coordination with Chairman Jim Jordan for Judiciary Committee and Chairman Jason Smith on Ways and Means. Now, I do not make this decision lightly. And regardless of your party,
I've got it. I know why he does that.
Dramatic effect.
The drugs that the handlers are giving them are being
like they're going out and they're like, oh, pump it, pump it.
They've got a button, like he's got an IV in there somewhere that we just can't see. And every time he starts to nod off because his speech is boring and bullshit, they hit him
Shoot
again.
him with one.
That or he's got smelling salts in there somewhere.
It's like embedded in his
Yeah,
nose. They just click it and pow.
Yeah. I've never noticed anybody do that.
His speech could have easily been condensed down to like a minute.
Yeah, it could have. So essentially, they're going to be going after all the records. So they're just opening the investigation. They're not actually impeaching Joe Biden yet. Now, the big thing with Joe, oh my God, I do it. What the fuck? Okay, so Jesus Christ, I can hear everything out of this tonight, and I think it's because that thing's not running.
I can't hear any. It sounds normal to me.
I don't know. I can hear myself like it's almost like when you're fucking nose whistling like you just did. It's like that, but I can hear it on my end this time, and it's super weird because
all sounds normal to me. Yeah, but like the computer's off, the fan's off.
Yeah,
because it's actually not hell's.
It's not
kitchen
Satan's
outside
ball sack in here tonight. Yeah. Jesus Christ, I'm gonna drive myself fucking insane.
I don't hear anything
doing that. I do. It's like that. The sigh, but it's quick. It's like just like him. Just like that motherfucker that I've been bitching about this whole fucking time. I cannot believe that I do that shit too. Now I'm going to be subconsciously trying not to do it. But, God.
So possibly, old Creepy Joe might be getting impeached.
Pedo Joe. Where did you go?
Big Booty's back. Welcome back, Big Booty.
What up, Big Booty?
And Probes come in right at the same time.
Jeez.
Welcome, everybody.
Aren't we
glad
just
y'all
on fire?
Are here. Yep. Probes, we got a good conspiracy corner for you tonight.
Yes, we do. I actually signed off on this one, so.
Yep, Justin approves.
I approve. Let's just see what the delivery's like.
Yeah, I told you, don't be proud of me yet. Wait for the delivery.
I'm proud of the effort.
Okay.
It's an A for effort from me, dog.
Fair.
You're going to not Hollywood because I can't send you there. But
you're going to Hollywood, bro.
You will get one of these.
But
if you fuck this one up, if you fuck it up, you're going to get one of these, and then you're going to get one of these.
Smell like failure.
Fair.
And then
True international effort to pressure.
One of those.
Okay.
So don't fuck it up.
I'll try.
Anywho, in essence, they're just, so this is just the first step of the big impeachment process. You know, they did this twice with Donald Trump. We've lived through we've lived through 3 impeachments, which in and of itself is fucking insane. We got Clinton and then Trump twice.
Yeah, I consider that.
No, it's an official attempt,
but it's one person though.
You know, here's the big difference though. Clinton was indicted or was impeached because he got a blowy under his desk, which, you know, kudos to that man, because I wouldn't want to put it in Hillary's mouth either, but
she might bite it.
She would bite it, but that's not the point. So
Monica Lewinsky was much prettier.
He got impeached over that, and then Trump got impeached over, what was it again?
Shoot, what was the first one?
Well, I mean, one of them was a quid pro oh no.
Well, they tried to do it for they thought there was Ukraine. A Russian thing. Oh yeah, it was the Ukraine thing where he had them investigating.
See, they were so dumb that I don't even remember what they were.
Yeah, political opponents, and then now the second one was because of January 6th, right?
No, they couldn't impeach him over that. He left office before they could.
I don't know. I'm not worried about it.
So now they're just charging him in federal court, but that's, you know, neither here nor there. So, I mean, again, it had to come to this first off, because Republicans can't just keep throwing shit at walls and hoping that something sticks. That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. Now, the other side of the aisle is going to say this is baseless and there's no evidence that even suggests that Joe Biden is corrupt. So why are you opening this investigation and blah, blah, blah.
Except for the
anybody
fact that
who knows anything about Joe Biden more than surface deep knows that this man has been a deeply corrupt politician his entire life.
Well, that's not just that, but we actually have
there are texts.
There's texts.
There's WhatsApp messages. There's
actual witnesses.
Joe Biden openly bragging about quid pro quo. Why is that so fucking? You know yes. You know what? We're just gonna.
There you go.
We're gonna do. Shit!
My ears fell out.
Joe's ears fell out. That's not good.
There we go. I actually was meaning to do this one.
True international effort to pressure.
Both are fitting. Okay. I'm
gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Quid pro quo over the Burisma investigation.
Yeah.
Fire the prosecutor, you're not getting the $1 billion.
That by itself, I would think, could be an impeachable offense. Just like, the quid pro quo.
True international effort to pressure.
Yeah.
With Trump. See, Prope says the bank records, the laptop, wire transfers to shell companies. Yeah, the shell companies. I mean, that is
right.
Not
the
blatant,
the problem with a lot of that stuff is that Joe Biden's name is not actually on any of it. It's just
that's because they're
his
money
family.
laundering, though.
Right. We know that, or we feel that way. I mean, obviously we don't know,
but there's no.
But we have a very strong suspicion
evidence, right,
that that's what's happening. You know, and at the end of the day, either get the concrete evidence that you need via bank records or whatever, or shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And if the evidence doesn't lead them to impeachment, they're not going to be able to impeach him. Not only that, but it's a moot point anyway, because it's got to go to a Democrat-controlled Senate.
Yeah.
And guess who's not going to, actually find him guilty of impeachable high crimes and misdemeanors? The Democrat-controlled Senate.
They are protecting him.
The whole fucking government is just
he's the hamster. He's the hamster in the sandwich bag, and they have shoved him up their rear ends.
That was well. It was it was a description.
Look little put off by that one?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm just saying, you've always heard the ER stories where people have come in with the hamsters up their rear end. Have you not heard that one?
I mean, yeah, I've seen that stuff.
He's the hamster in the Democrat Party's rear end.
Yeah. Yes. Come on, man. I like it when the show's fun like this.
Hey. I actually kept up with this week, so I'm able to be a little more.
You know, more power to you. But
You are fake news.
How so?
I don't know. Just felt right at the moment. So,
what next?
Probst says he should be tried for treason.
I agree.
I don't disagree, but it's going to be really.
I think
you're never going to find what you need to find him guilty of treason. Just like you're never going to find what you need for Trump to be found guilty of anything other than the documents case. Which, I mean, there's not really an update on that except for Jack Smith got a gag order on Trump, and then Trump went on a hinged rant, according to the left. I don't really care. I'm so. At this point, I'm so tired of talking about Donald Trump that I cannot express it enough. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of talking about Joe Biden, and Joe Biden is the whole reason that this shit show of a show started.
I wish that we would quit putting so much energy into Donald Trump as a country.
Right. But the thing is when the media is driving the narrative, there's no way to get away from it.
Right.
Like, everything is turned into Donald Trump. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do this Ben Shapiro style. Put them both in jail. Let them have the debate from across the hall at each other.
Oh, that'd be great.
Televise it. I would pay money to see that shit.
Pay-per-view, baby.
You want to talk about collecting the fair share from the wealthy? That's one way to do it, because they'll all pay money to see that shit. Especially if they let them loose with Shanks.
No, not Shanks. That's not
too humane.
No, Donald Trump would win that one easy.
Yeah, because Joe Biden would stab himself thinking that's how the game's played.
Tasers.
Ooh.
Like actual hand tasers, not the shoot tasers.
No. I like the idea of the shoot tasers better.
No, because then Trump would just be like, pfft, and then Biden would go down. And
it also means it's harder to run from your opponent.
Thank you.
I don't know. I just like the idea of shoot tasers, but you only get one shot. So if you miss, you got to chase them down.
Yeah, and then drop off them. Yeah.
See?
First one to shit their pants loses. Do you actually have to make the other person shit their pants? That's how you win.
Ooh, that's more interesting.
Which probably wouldn't be that hard for Donald Trump to do. Like he'd Pop probably shit his pants. Just like
Pop shit his pants on the way into the match.
Right, exactly.
I don't know what you're fucking talking about.
What else? What's next?
You know, there's that, and then, you know, Fetter bitch.
Oh my gosh!
Have you seen this shit?
I listened to it. Oh my goodness, this one is
This is fucking absolutely insane. This is just more proof that John Fetterman should not be in Congress. Period. Because what fucking professional politician have you ever seen act like this over anything other than AOC?
It's like, how old are you, bro?
It's absolutely fucking insane. Check this out.
Can we ask you about this news that Speaker McCarthy has?
First off, stop right there.
Let's take an appreciation for the fact that he's not in a hoodie and sweatpants.
I commend him for wearing something that he actually had to button.
He doesn't look.
But
really
he
look
is
like,
in shorts.
Oh, he is in shorts.
Yep.
It doesn't really look like he did much work to try to iron it or anything, though.
No, because he's a fucking bum. He looks so uncomfortable in a suit, it's not even funny. But anyway, Lurch is here.
Formally launched an impeachment or has said he's going to.
Oh my God, really? Oh my gosh, it's devastating. Ooh, don't do it. Please don't do it. Oh no. We gotta run back to the office. What's going on?
What the fuck?
America,
We pay these
America,
people.
you voted for this.
No, not America.
No.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania?
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
No, it is Pennsylvania. Sorry. I fucking two different ones up there.
Oh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Penisvania. Oh, that's what we're gonna call you now. Penisvania.
I'm not calling them Penisvania. That's fucking. I would just love to be like able to see your thoughts in real time for like 5 minutes.
Oh, it goes quick. It's like
I bet it does.
Like I could probably get diagnosed with some sort of ADD, ADHD kind of. No, I wouldn't say ADHD because I'm not hyperactive, but maybe ADD.
You're definitely not hyperactive. You are when you're excited about something, but that's about it. Oh, forgot to do that.
But yeah, Penisvania.
I mean, again though, what politician have you ever seen act like that? Any serious politician?
Well, I was going to say like a little bit. It depends on the politician and the situation, but that particular situation, no, I feel like
it was unprofessional and
right.
Honestly, it
look
makes
like an
sense for somebody who grew up in fucking Braddock, Pennsylvania, apparently. Because apparently it's a very poverty-ridden town.
True international effort to pressure.
Yeah. Yeah. So while we're at it, on the Pop Watch, since that was very Pop related, we're going to go straight to, well, no, we'll save that until closer to the end. Sorry, I don't put anything in a particular order anymore. I try to group everything together, and it's hard to do.
Let's just talk about the crackhead.
You want to talk about crackhead, or you want to talk about the fact that
I think Irandale should be one of the, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it is kind of a big deal. Anyway. All right, yeah, we'll do the Hunter Biden thing. Because in typical Biden fashion, he's not being charged with what he should be charged with, which is, FARA violations. And
he should be going to prison for a good minute, but he probably won't.
Yeah, but he definitely won't. The maximum sentence for the felony gun charges that he's being indicted on.
That was like 14 years.
It's like 10 to 14 years. That's nothing. Okay.
He won't even see that though.
He'd never step foot in a prison. Mainly because everybody knows who he is.
I would be interested to see
an extremely likely target.
I would be interested to see if he even got probation.
That's the thing. Any of these rich people that get, brought up in charges and shit for any of this stuff, they don't ever go to prison. Martha Stewart did, but I think I don't even remember what she did.
Insider trading.
Ah, yes. If you're insider trading to enrich yourself, fuck you. I hope you get shanked.
And to be honest with you, she's probably still doing it.
Yeah, most likely. She most likely is. But anyway, yeah, so, the special what are they?
Special prosecutor?
Yeah, the special, Jesus Christ, I can't think tonight.
True international effort to pressure.
The special prosecutor that they've got was already caught trying to make a sweetheart deal with Hunter Biden, saying that he can't charge in certain places, saying that, he was denied special prosecutor status. And after they got caught doing all that, they're like, okay, well, we'll charge him on, the least serious of the charges. The gun ones.
Just goes to show you how corrupt.
Not the financial crimes that are all felonies on their own.
I feel like this is like
not for him not paying taxes while his daddy sits up there and says it's time for the wealthy to pay their fair share after Joe Biden got him a job on the board of Burisma in order to provide political influence because, Joe Biden's the fucking the vice president at the time.
However, this will be an awkward situation. Because I think they said something about like they plan on trying to use the Second Amendment and say that he has a right to defend himself.
Oh, that's
with a gun
100% something that they're doing because we talked about it already.
But yet, even though Joe Biden is the one up here pulling the, you don't need a gun, you just need a shotgun and pump it twice into the air and
shoot him in the leg.
True international effort to pressure.
Anytime I hear Joe Biden talk about guns, that's what I hear.
Yep. So this is going to be an awkward moment for the Biden family and the Biden campaign.
It's going to be super awkward, but here we go.
It's going to be super awkward, bud.
Welcome back to breaking news on Hunter Biden. Tyler Matheson with the story. Ty?
Kelly, thank you very much. Federal prosecutors have indicted Hunter Biden now on 3 counts tied to the possession of a gun while using narcotics, specifically 2 counts tied to Biden filing an allegedly false form that he was not using drugs at the time he bought a Colt Cobra revolver in 2018. Count 3 is that he possessed a firearm while using a narcotic. There are also 2 misdemeanor tax charges pending after a plea agreement fell apart. Hunter Biden has yet to comment on this new indictment out in California. Kelly, as we get more details, we'll pass them along.
All right, Tyler. Thanks, Tyler Matheson.
So, turn to it this time. Stop. I don't know why it does that.
So Malik says Hunter is on record calling his dad Pedo Pete. I found that very interesting and wonder why no one's talking about it. So that's how they got his.
So we did talk about that a couple of weeks ago when the what's that pseudonym?
His pseudonym was, I don't know, I forgot.
Richard Peters or something like that.
Let me see.
I don't remember the exact name. No, Robert L. Peters.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Makes the Pedo Pete jokes make a lot more sense.
But even his own son calls him a damn pedophile.
Yeah, because he's a pedophile.
And did you see? Did you see where the other day Facebook fact checked one of my posts about him sniffing kids?
Yes, I saw that. It was from like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That's like that night that we, or that time that we got a strike and couldn't stream.
And it makes me wonder though if they're starting to crack down on negative Joe Biden stuff because of the campaign coming up.
They 100% are.
Which is, again, just how they did it with Trump.
Yeah.
It's how they rigged the election. Like, they didn't rig it because they didn't send covert people out in the middle of the night to change ballots.
I mean, there were some suspicious things that happened with ballots, but
overall, how they rigged it was by controlling what people heard and saw in regards to candidates.
Right. I mean, there are accounts out there of ballots that have the exact same signature, 3 or 4 of them in a row.
But I don't think it's going to be enough to really change things.
It's not. At the end of the day, the 2020 election is what it is. All you can do is move on. And at this point, Trump isn't moving on. Right? Trump's still, he's out there making the worst campaign decisions any candidate could make.
Yeah, he's pretty much, so from what I heard yesterday,
he's basically saying it's rigged. I can't win. It's rigged. It's excuse me. It's bigly rigged and I can't win, but
go vote.
You should still go vote because if they steal it again, we'll sue them again and we'll find out for sure this time. We're making it very hard to cheat. That there was no cheating. If he wins fair and square, he wins fair and square. If not, we will bigly raise hell, and there will be January 6th, part 2. Excuse me.
If Trump doesn't win again, I could see it happening again.
I feel like it's gonna, if it's suspicious like last time again, that's it. That's when the people
that's the keg.
Do the thing.
That's the keg.
Do the thing that we talked about last week. That is our constitutional.
That's when the
right. Nay, our duty.
That's why the Hawaiian t-shirts come out.
Boog, baby, boog.
Maybe so. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Frankly, I just don't have the energy.
That's the thing. I really just don't have the energy to argue with these people anymore. All I can do is point out the inconsistencies and the bullshit. And
like I'm more thinking like I don't want to do that.
I just don't.
I'm kind of hoping for like an EMP, like where nobody dies.
Yeah.
But but it's still that reset button we need. You know.
Yeah.
Like it shuts everything off, and we let the chips fall where they may. like I'm not saying you should do that. Nobody should do that. I'm just saying you shouldn't do that.
Hey, first, are we big partners?
Do we just become friends?
Give it a little bit of a shake, and then bake.
Bake.
And then bake. Shake and bake.
It's been a long time since I've watched Step Brothers.
That's Talladega Nights.
Oh, I'd never watched that one.
Oh my God.
Never watched that one. But I'm not. This is not.
You're dead to me.
This is not us calling for overthrow of the American government. Because, like I said, I honestly don't have the energy for that. What? We're not. We're not.
Become ungovernable.
Oh, no, I'm saying become ungovernable. Definitely. but we're not calling for an overthrow of the American government. Because, like I said, one, I just don't have the energy for that no more, man. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if I want the reset. I mean, I want the reset, but at the same time, I don't.
I kind of want my kids to be the ones that do the reset.
But I don't know. I want to see it.
Well, yeah, we'll see it.
But
I'm talking like in the next 10, 15 years.
But one thing I miss my Saturday morning coffee. A little tradition, man.
Yeah.
I do like my Saturday morning coffee. I always go pick me up a coffee and sit at the computer watching YouTube videos. And
what the fuck is this walk down memory lane with Joe right now?
It's just, life ain't that bad.
Speaking of
when the government stays out, like for the most part, the government stays out of my business.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah,
For now.
For now. I mean, we're probably on every watch list there is, but
I would actually be disappointed if I went. Well, no, I know I'm not because I passed background check when I got my job, so I know I'm not. No.
Well, yeah, you can still pass a background check and be on a watch list.
But I would be pretty happy though if I went to buy me a pistol or whatever. Like I've thought about trading in my 23 for like a what's the larger one, the 22 Glock 22. That's a 40 cal.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, the large.
Yeah, that's the full size.
Like I have the medium one.
Yeah,
and then there's a compact.
You've got the 19 version of the 40 caliber.
I thought about going and trading it in and getting the larger one. I still like the Gen 4 though. Gen 4 I like because it's got the little finger stibbles on it.
That's Gen 3.
Gen 3, sorry.
Actually, Gen 4 might still have them, but I don't think so.
I went I wouldn't be surprised, or I would not be disappointed if they were like, "Sir, you've been denied for being on a watch list." I'd be like, really? But I'm okay with that.
Cowabunga it is.
I'd be like, I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not going to do anything, but
that's my boy.
like, I'm not going to actually do anything. Like, you don't have to worry about me doing anything, but I like the fact that you're afraid of me. I like it. No really reason to be afraid of me, but I'm glad you are.
There's nothing more dangerous than a man who just wanted to be left alone.
Exactly.
We do not condone violence on this show.
No.
Unless it's against the government.
But even then, don't.
That was sarcasm. Please don't raid my house.
Where's the button?
It's...
FBI, open up!
But no.
Hide the solvent traps.
But no, for real though, something's got to change in this country, and how we get there, I don't know.
I don't know,
because I mean, to be completely honest and be serious, the boog that's just too messy, man.
It is.
It's just too messy.
I mean, it probably wouldn't be that messy for us, but
well, no,
would
because
be the
we
ones
wouldn't
have
do
to clean
anything.
it up.
But we also wouldn't really be doing anything unless it came to our area.
Right.
So we got kids. I mean, we're not
exactly
doing nothing.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
It's all situational.
So anyway, while we're just gonna go ahead and remain with Pop Pop for a minute, right? We'll just get all the Pop Pop stuff knocked out and be done with it.
Man, That new tobacco just...
Could you shut the fuck up about your tobacco?
It smells good, man.
Anyway, so, last weekend we didn't really talk about the summit that Biden was at, the G20, I do believe.
Which is weird. I figured I would have heard more about the G20, but we didn't.
Well, it's not really that important, but...
The G20 is the one that people always like, oh, climate change.
That's the G7.
Oh, is it G7?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that's the one people always protest and whatnot.
No. So he went to the summit. He babbled for a bit. You'll see on Chats with Pop Pop. But, instead of coming back and going to New York City to be at Ground Zero on 9/11, he decided to go to Alaska and made a pretty weird claim that even his own books don't back up. Check this out.
I join you on this solemn day to renew our sacred vow. Never forget. Never forget. We never forget. Each of us, each of those precious lives stolen too soon when evil attacked. Ground Zero in New York. And I remember standing there the next day and looking at the building. I felt like I was looking through the gates of hell. It looked so devastating because from where you could stand. Shanksville, Pennsylvania, the Pentagon in Virginia. I spent many 9/11s in those hallowed grounds to bear witness and remember
sidebar for a second.
Every day, but especially the last few days, their memory has been with me.
Yeah, so in that he claimed that he went to New York City the day after 9/11?
But you didn't go on 9/11.
But that's super weird because
that also makes you wonder, did you get some intel that something was going to happen?
No. So he's saying that he was there the day after the attacks.
Okay, yeah, Malik's bringing it up. Lies, he wasn't there. He was on the Senate floor.
So he's saying that he was at Ground Zero the day after the attacks, which is weird.
They may have done
because
what no other group of people
wrong.
could possibly have done.
Well, no, stop.
And that is unite the civilized world.
Okay. I just had a complete fucking meltdown at the controls over here.
Planes going down.
It's fucking... I was trying to hit the button and put it on full screen at the same time, and I missed one, and it just fucked me. The whole thing.
Probably poor choice of words, but I didn't mean to be punny by that.
I don't know what you said.
I said planes going down.
Oh yeah, that's.
I didn't mean anything by that. I didn't think about that till after I said it.
Shame on you, Joe.
I'm sorry. Like I said, it was not intentional.
Anyway, it's weird that he would say that he was at Ground Zero on September 12th because that's him on the Capitol floor.
Uh-oh.
So you were on the Capitol floor saying this.
May have done what no other group of people could possibly have done. And that is unite the civilized world.
Johanna, we asked the White.
So wait a minute. You mean to tell me that you went to an area of New York, came back, made a speech on the Senate floor? Oh yeah, all the while traffic in and out of New York City is basically completely halted because, we just got hit by fucking airplanes.
Oh shit.
What?
I just exited out of everything by
accident. Dumbass.
I just laid my finger down and it exited.
Stupid.
And then you can't fly into New York City because flights are grounded until September 16th. you went to ground zero after the attacks, left and came back and made a speech. Or, even according to your own books, perhaps you weren't there because you spent most of your day on the Senate floor and it would have been impossible for you to get there and then come back. Unless they somehow made an exception for politicians coming in and out.
No, I think it's just,
but
he's in a campaign right now and he's just lying.
Everything that I found shows that he was either on the Senate floor or at home. I'm sorry, you can't be two places at once. It's just not how it fucking works unless you got a body double. Which, that's interesting.
Possibility.
It's interesting because, there are reports that Joe Biden has a body double or an identical twin, but, it's all conspiracy shit and I don't buy it, but it's funny as fuck. And I don't know, man. The man's a habitual liar. He lies about literally everything. He lies about his millionth mile on the Amtrak. He lies about how his son died. He lies about knowing what's going on in Hunter's businesses. The man knows nothing of honesty.
He's a politician.
He is a typical politician. But I don't get it. I don't understand how this man won more votes than any president in the history of the United States.
How did John Fetterman win?
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
So one thing I'm slowly learning about people.
Real man of genius.
Well, and I don't. Well,
Embers of Liberty presents True Thoughts
from Joe. It's just really hard. Like, I don't want to say generally people are just idiots, but you know how they call them sheeple?
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. A
There
lot.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. The people that you don't want to associate with are the ones that when the government shows up and says, get on the train, would get on.
And then call you an idiot if you didn't get on.
Yeah.
So you're killing grandma.
Bye. Have fun on the train. It's going to be pretty bad when you get there. Oh, Scrappy Dave coming.
It's bad affairs all around, really.
I don't know how someone in good conscience could vote for that man for a second term.
I don't either. But from what I'm seeing from people, what people are saying is, oh, he's Joe Biden, but at least he's not a fascist. Okay, maybe not a fascist, but
neither was Trump. That's the thing. They're trying to equate Trump with a fascist, even though it doesn't fit. Because everything that the left does is exactly what fascism was. Meanwhile, we're giving $6 billion back to Iran. I don't know if you heard about this, but in exchange for 5 prisoners, we unlocked the key, or we keyed the lock. I don't fucking know what I'm trying. It's an expression, and I'm struggling. We unlocked the fucking door for 5 prisoners for them to get $6 billion of their money back to fuck us up with.
And that's exactly what they're going to do with it.
That's exactly what they're going to try to do with it. Unfortunately, it's not going to work out very well for them, as the other 8th century goat herders found out.
I don't know. I mean, they were still rocking us pretty good.
Yes. Because it wasn't a conventional war.
No.
We don't really do unconventional conflict very well. But now we've got, 20 years of it. So maybe next time our leaders won't be so stupid.
Maybe.
Stupid.
Anyway, excuse me, shit. That came out of literal nowhere. Anyway, so just check this out.
The Biden administration has cleared the way for the release of 5 American citizens detained in Iran. In exchange, the U.S. will give Tehran access to $6 billion that had been blocked by U.S. sanctions. Lester Holt sat down with Iran's president in Tehran for an exclusive interview this morning. He spoke to the president using a government translator.
We can say that it should be done in due time. The arrangements have been done, and the final action of swapping the prisoners should be finalized in the due time.
Are they healthy? Are they well?
Yes, they are very healthy, and according to our latest information, they are in full health.
In addition, as part of that deal, the Biden administration has agreed to release 5 Iranian citizens held in the United States. You can see more of Lester's exclusive interview with Iran's president.
You mean to tell me?
So they get $6 billion and 5 people back. And we just get 5 people back? Or 6?
That is not the American way of doing things.
The American way of doing things
is you give us back our people.
Is you give us back our people, or we stomp the biggest mud hole you've ever seen in your ass.
Right.
And we're very good at doing it.
It's like that. What was that movie where was it Zero Dark 30, where he's like, you see that? That's your family. Or that's your house. Is that your cousin?
That was Zero Dark 30.
It wasn't his family. It was his cousin, which was his family, but it wasn't like his immediate family.
But while they're going oof, we're all like, that's a fine looking weapon.
Yep.
Anyway, so there's that, and then there's also this. So this money belongs to the Iranian people, the Iranian government. So the Islamic Republic of Iran will decide what to do with this money, according to an Iranian government translator. So this is when the Biden administration is trying to tell them what they can and can't do with their money. Because the effort is that we're going to try to keep it down to humanitarian needs.
Right.
No weapons development, none of this, that, or the other. The problem with that is that the Iranians are fucking ballsy enough to sit here and say this on an American television program. We're going to use whatever the fuck we want for it. Use it for whatever the fuck we want.
Yep.
He said,
I'd be willing to bet 90% of it goes to their nuclear program.
He said, and I quote, humanitarian means whatever the Iranian people need. So this money will be budgeted to those needs, and the needs of the Iranian people will be decided and determined by the Iranian government. So the needs of the people, the government knows what's best, aka
they need nukes.
Iranians, they need the nukes. Yeah. So, thanks for that one. Super glad that we let them have $6 billion of their own fucking money back.
So if we're not back in the Middle East before this presidency is over, we probably will be in the next presidency.
Well, I don't know. It depends on who's elected. Because right now the status quo is the Biden administration is just going to leave us alone. They're not going to do anything to us. Because that's what the Biden administration does best. Well, absolutely nothing.
I mean, obviously they're not going to leave them alone. They're going to give them shit.
Yeah, most likely. So...
Oh, you want to bomb the world? Here's money.
It's just like, how stupid do you have to be to fucking give the Iranians $6 billion? It's just like the Iranian deal that Obama had. That was the fucking worst decision that you could have ever made. You literally gave them pallets of cash.
Yep.
To get their nuclear program going.
Yep.
Talking energy, not, nuclear weapons, but we all knew what the Iranians were going to do with the depleted uranium. they were going to use it to make weapons. Everybody and their brother knew that, and Obama did it anyway. As his giant fuck you to America.
Yep. So
I don't understand. I don't fucking get it.
I don't either. But I think we should move on to this salted earth business. I'm interested.
Which one? Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Matt Gaetz, going back to Kevin McCarthy, he's not happy with Matt Gaetz. Or not. I'm fucking this up tonight, dude. Gaetz is not happy with McCarthy at all. And let's just let him tell you why.
And from Florida, Mr. Gaetz for 5 minutes.
On this very floor in January, the whole world witnessed a historic contest for House Speaker. I rise today to serve notice. Mr. Speaker, you are out of compliance with the agreement that allowed you to assume this role. The path forward for the House of Representatives is to either bring you into immediate total compliance or remove you pursuant to a motion to vacate the chair. We have had no vote on term limits or on balanced budgets as the agreement demanded and required. There's been no full release of the January 6 tapes. As you promised, there has been insufficient accountability for the Biden crime family. And instead of cutting spending to raise the debt limit, you relied on budgetary gimmicks and rescissions so that you ultimately ended up serving as the valet to underwrite Biden's debt and advance his spending agenda. Mr. Speaker, you boasted in January that we would use the power of the subpoena and the power of the purse. But here we are, 8 months later, and we haven't even sent the first subpoena to Hunter Biden. That's how you know that the rushed and somewhat rattled performance you just saw from the Speaker isn't real. At this point, during Democrat control over the House of Representatives, they had already brought in Don Jr. 3 times. And we haven't even sent the first subpoena to Hunter Biden. Power of the subpoena and power of the purse. Only thing the 118th Congress is known for at this point is electing Kevin McCarthy Speaker and underwriting Biden's debt. And unfortunately, there's only one of those things we can remediate at this time. Power of the purse. Our leadership right now is asking us to vote for a continuing resolution. A vote for a continuing resolution is a vote to continue the Green New Deal, a vote to continue inflationary spending, and in the most troubling of fashions, a vote for a continuing resolution is a vote to continue the election interference of Jack Smith. Mr. Speaker, we told you how to use the power of the purse. Individual, single subject spending bills that would allow us to have...
What have I been saying for years? Single issue bills.
Yes. That's what we need.
That's what we need. The problem is that while going after McCarthy in this way is great, and I love seeing it, it's not going to do shit. Kevin McCarthy don't give a fuck.
I mean, obviously there's a bunch of people that are interested in this.
Here's what's going to happen. He's going to have a motion to vacate the seat. All of his colleagues are going to laugh at him because nobody could decide the first time on whether or not Kevin McCarthy should be the speaker. I think Kevin McCarthy was a shit choice for speaker.
Yes.
But they all banded together. They got something done. They got him in there. What are you going to do? Have another shit show of a fucking proceeding trying to get a new speaker?
I mean, I'm okay with that.
I mean, I'm fine with it too because the less the government does, the less they fuck me. But
the more they worry about that, the less time they're using that to make laws. To
be realistic
shove
here.
Up our rear ends.
Before the 2016 or before the 2018 election cycle, you had the Senate, the House, and the presidency. What did you fucking do?
Nothing.
Please enlighten me. Of all of these things that you're championing right now, which ones did you attempt to fix when you had all the power? When you could pass things through the House and the Senate? What did you do?
I'm going to say nothing.
Nothing. Because when they win the election, they become lazy because they've already won. Am I wrong?
No.
You fucking got your prize. I don't have to do any of that shit now. This is the problem with our fucking government. They're doing it for personal enrichment, not for duty to country.
Specific review, programmatic analysis, and it would allow us to zero out the salaries of the bureaucrats who have broken bad, targeted President Trump, or cut sweetheart deals for Hunter Biden. September 30th is rapidly approaching, and you have not put us in a position to succeed. There is no way to pass all the individual appropriations bills now, and it's not like we didn't know when September 30th was going to show up on the calendar. I must be better, you must be better, and this House must be better, for it is the last best hope for tens of millions of Republicans. We demand real oversight against this weaponized government. Just look at the bribery. If tens of millions of dollars flowing from foreign corrupt people into the bank accounts of the Biden family wasn't enough for actual impeachment, why were we even looking? Joe Biden deserves impeachment for converting the vice presidency into an ATM machine for virtually his entire family. We all see it. We all know it. Now, moments ago, Speaker McCarthy endorsed an impeachment inquiry. This is a baby step following weeks of pressure from House conservatives to do more. We must move faster. Now, I will concede that the votes I have called for will likely fail: term limits, balanced budgets, maybe even impeachment. I am prepared for that eventuality because at least if we take votes, the American people get to see who's fighting for them and who's willing to tolerate more corruption and business as usual. Mr. Speaker, dust off our written January agreement. You have a copy. Reflect on the spirit of that agreement and build on the start that we had moments ago. Begin to comply. No continuing resolutions, individual spending bills or bust, votes on balanced budgets and term limits, subpoenas for Hunter Biden and the members of the Biden family who've been grifting off of this country, and the impeachment for Joe Biden that he so richly deserves. Do these things or face a motion to vacate the chair. And let me alert the country, a motion to vacate might not pass at first, but it might before the 15th vote. And if Democrats bail out McCarthy, as they may do, then I will lead the resistance to this uniparty and the Biden-McCarthy-Jeffries government that they are attempting to build. I know that Washington isn't a town where people are known for keeping their word. Well, Speaker McCarthy, I'm here to hold you to yours.
All righty then. He's not wrong, but again, it goes back to what I was saying in the middle of that. You had the power of the purse. You had the power of the subpoena. You had both branches of Congress.
You didn't do shit.
And the presidency. What did you pass? I'm waiting. What out of the things that he listed, what did they pass through the House?
Air crickets.
That's super weird. It's almost like you say all these things during an election cycle to get you votes, and then you shit on the people that vote for you.
Imagine that.
Weird. Fucking unheard of.
So who else here is going full salted earth? Chip Roy?
Yeah, Chip Roy went fucking ballistic. And boy, let me tell you, he got so angry, and this is over the border, with this guy, that the guy literally started asking him if it was a certain type of case, and Chip goes, I'm answering the questions here, instead of I'm asking. It's like, oh my God, bro, slow down. Just slow down. Check this shit out. This is absolute gold.
Narasta, prior to September 11th, 2001, how many individuals had flown airplanes into the World Trade Center and killed 3,000 people?
0.
Thank you. Mr. Scott, how many gotaways have there been?
1.7 million known. That means there's evidence, video, whatever, but I can't give you an estimate on how many we don't know in the hundreds of miles of border that are not being patrolled.
Mr. Narasta, where are those 1.6 million gotaways?
They are most likely at different places in the United States.
Who are they?
Working and living.
Who are they?
Well, they're probably people from different countries around the
Probably.
world, sir.
Probably. People from all around the
They
world.
are from different countries around the world, yes, sir.
Yeah. How many different countries?
Well, if the data that we have about those who are apprehended is any indication, a large number of countries, probably about
162 of them from all over the world?
Probably, yes, sir.
Right. You willing to bet your family's life, my family's life, on the safety of in our country, irrespective of who these individuals are when you don't even know who they are?
Damn. He's taking a huge grumpy on these guys.
So he's taking a huge grumpy, but I think he's been drinking.
I don't know. Keep going on.
Dude, he was slurring his words a little bit right there.
He's pissed. I know that.
He's super fucking mad. But just the look on his face, too. And this dude...
This dude's about to shit his pants. He's
this
like,
guy's
bro.
sitting there like, bro, I'm just here because if I didn't come, I would get fired.
Like, I'm just the guy answering your questions. Like, I'm not on the border, bro. Like, I'm not making the policies. Like, I'm just the messenger.
He's sitting there going,
I'll be honest with you.
I'm kind of retarded.
Like, he's just the messenger, man.
It's fucking like Chip is going after this dude to the point where he can't even talk right. I don't know what that's called, but it's bad.
I don't know what it's called.
Yes, sir. The chance of dying from a foreign-born terrorist attack since 1975
I'm
is
sure
1 in 4.4 million per
Mr.
year.
Narasta, I'm sure that is great comfort to the families of the people from 9/11. Because when you sit here and testify that 0 people have committed a terrorist attack from crossing our border, I'm sure that is comfort to the people who had terrorist attacks committed by people who came here and overstayed their visas.
It is
the fact
no
of the matter
comfort
is, the fact of the matter
victim.
is, when you talk about having an open border, and you minimize the open border by saying that people have to pay $5,000 to come here in that open border, you're ignoring the fact of what that does to human beings, when it is in fact so open that that's exactly what's happening. I'm sure that your position is great comfort to the man in Baltimore who was being held up for ransom for $23,000 so that his little girl wouldn't get raped in a stash house in Fort Worth. Have you talked to that little girl or to that father?
Was he a terrorism suspect?
Have you talked to that father, Mr. Narasta?
No, I'm not aware of that terrorism case. What was his name?
Have you talked to that father whose little girl was being raped in a stash house?
No, I haven't. Is this a terrorism-related issue?
I'm answering the questions, and this is the subject matter I want to talk about in this hearing, Mr. Narasta.
Wait, what?
Because you're the one sitting here trying to raped in a stash house.
No, I haven't. Is this a terrorism-related issue?
I'm answering the questions, and this is the subject matter I want to talk about in this hearing, Mr. Narasta.
Yeah, I think he's been drinking. You're answering the questions.
No, Ossifer, I'm not as drunk, or I'm not as drunk as you think I am, or I'm not as as you drunk I am.
Oh my goodness! Like, I'll be answering the questions here.
I'm answering the questions here. God damn it!
All right, well, you tell us then, bro.
He's going to.
Because you're the one sitting here trying to tell the American people that our border is perfectly fine. That it is perfectly okay. That it is, not open because people are paying $5,000 or $10,000 to get here. So it is very much relevant that a little girl's getting raped in a stash house because of the policies of you and radical leftists who don't give a damn about it, because it is more politically expedient for you to saddle up to the Libertarian Cato Institute or a bunch of...
What? What the hell? Oh, what is the Libertarian Cato Institute?
I heard the word libertarian in there and immediately was like, the fuck you say?
Man.
I'm pretty sure it's one of the free flow sects of the Libertarian Party. Because, we have those because of the open borders thing.
But we don't believe in open borders. I mean, I guess some of us do.
Right. Those would probably be the Libertarian Cato Institute.
Mm.
I'm 90% certain that he's referring to the part of the party that thinks that you should be able to freely move between countries without even needing a passport.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Yeah. No, that's libertinism. Oh, never mind. That is
Libertarianism.
I'm at an angle on your screen, so it really
this is gonna,
fucked
let's
with me
see.
there.
And I mean, they're covering libertarian stuff. I mean, it sounds good. It says limited government.
Come on, man.
What the fuck are you talking about my party for, man?
Radical leftists and talk about, how important it is for people to free flow across borders.
I have talked about the chaos
That's the truth.
repeatedly, sir. The way to reduce the chaos is through legalization and liberalization, not cracking down more. If you cared about the border chaos, that is the way to do it.
Which will perpetuate the lawlessness, and you know it, Mr. Benjamin.
Exact opposite.
Please,
First off, did I detect a hint of sass in that witness's voice?
Oh, he's gonna take his belt off here in a minute.
Chip Roy is from Texas. In Texas, you got that ass whoop for having on them attitudes. All right, you take that sass back out to the shitter because it ain't welcome in here. All right, you hear me? Roll Tide. Wait, that's not the right one for Texas. But I can't bring myself to say the other ones. Sorry. Not happening.
Let's see.
What are you looking for exactly? Are you looking for the open border policy?
See, because on this thing it says borders matter even for purist free traders.
Well, yeah, they do matter.
So I don't know. I don't know what he meant. Well, but if he's a conservative, then they hate libertarians too. So he's probably just bitching about libertarians. Like, piss off.
It's just more evidence that we're doing something right.
Oh, I am waiting. I am looking forward to that day. And next year, well, the election's next November, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be around next November when people are like, if it wasn't for you damn libertarians,
That is a sad reality.
even though
libertarian.
There's people voting Green Party, people voting all these other parties.
It's just because we're better than the other ones.
It's just we're more popular than all the other ones.
And, there's sects of the Libertarian Party that I absolutely disagree with wholeheartedly.
Oh, yeah,
it would be the same way if I was a Republican. It would be the same way as if I was a Democrat.
Right.
I would reject parts of any party's platform.
We are not pro unlimited choice. Like you can't just go like screw around and get pregnant multiple times and have abortions. Like that's just not right.
So it's funny that you mentioned that because all week I've been having this discussion with one of my coworkers who I'm friends with, and we have open discussions about stuff like this all the time. So it's not anything that's going to get anybody in trouble. It's literally just between me and him, and I'm not going to say his name because I respect him too much to put him on.
We don't say people's names on here unless they want us to.
I mean, so I call him Pablo, but that's not his actual name. So
please tell me he looks like Pablo Escobar.
Shout out Pablo. No, there's actually a story behind it. You had to be there. And you weren't.
All right, continue.
Particularly about abortion, right? Mm-hmm. So it typically switches back and forth between abortion and Ukrainian war stuff.
Mm.
So he's very independent, like he's a registered independent out of protest. So he's our kind of people.
I like that.
Very open-minded. Love talking to Pablo about this stuff. Like we're always talking about how our positions are intellectually honest and we can stand behind them comfortably without having to, backtrack and say, well, that's not what I meant. This is what I meant. But we got on this subject because we were talking about the 2020 election cycle and how there was supposed to be a big red wave, right? And it never materialized for whatever reason. He is of the opinion that that abortion was a large driver for the voter base. that prevented the red wave. And I'm more of the opinion that yes, abortion had some influence, but not enough to really impact that movement that badly. Because
I think people feel more like us. I feel like people don't think that it should just like. I mean, there's people that think it should be outlawed completely, and then there's people that think it should be like freely, like you shouldn't have sex as much as you want, have as many abortions as you want. But I think people feel more like us. Like, while it should be between you and your doctor, there should also be some restrictions, like that you can't just be going and getting knocked up every week or every month or whatever, and
you
just
get
having
like
an abortion.
one of these every 6 years.
If even that, come on.
I mean, you're only
or like
birthing age for like
the way I look at it is if you I think once you've had so many abortions, you should be like, okay, like you punched all your holes, like you either have to
have the next kid or get your tubes tied.
Yeah,
we ain't doing this shit no more.
Yeah.
So I'm more of the opinion though that we just ran bad candidates.
Oh yeah, sure.
And
for sure,
really and truthfully, that's what it is. People are not going to vote for a bad candidate.
What you mean by we is not the Libertarian Party, but like in the Republican Party, they ran bad candidates.
Right, but we didn't have candidates in these races most of the time.
I mean, we did, but there's a lot of winners in a lot of places. But for the most part, though, the Republican Party, they just shot themselves in the damn foot. And this is what's pissing me off about the Republican Party lately.
I see what you're saying about we have people in those elections, but these are like the big elections.
Right. I'm talking more
we really
local.
don't have very many viable candidates in those.
So this is what's pissing me off about the Republican Party lately. They're getting these people in there, and just because they're big hot shit kind of people,
hot shit kind of people,
they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do some shit, and they're okay. What's your policies? Trump's awesome. Biden sucks. Okay, well, what are you going to do? Trump's awesome. Biden sucks.
When Trump is your entire personality, I have a problem.
Yeah. Like, we need you to, if you want people like me and Justin to vote for you and like leave our libertarian roots and vote for you.
You need to show us that you're capable of having a small government mindset.
Right. And we need you to actually not be like, oh, well, Trump's awesome and Biden sucks. No, we don't need this Lois.
We want results.
We want answers. We don't need this Lois Griffin. Pollution is bad. Like we need.
It was
answers.
At this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we need real answers. We need to know you're actually going to do shit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, I mean, he moves on to the next person, so it's really not as much.
It's 9:30 and we still got a lot to do. It's almost 9:30. But let's see where we at. We've covered all this. Looks like we are at...
Okay, wait. Okay, I didn't get to finish my thought with the abortion thing. That we were just talking about. So, I was going to counterpoint what you were saying, like the number of abortion thing.
Right.
Right. So, you know how you could have went to the doctor and gotten a vasectomy?
Right.
Like the next day?
Right.
But if Beth had went to the doctor to get her tubes tied before she had any kids, the doctor would refuse to do it.
Bro, okay, so get this.
So let me finish my point because this is important, right? Why is abortion the only option?
Yeah.
Why can't women have voluntary sterilization surgeries like tubables?
4-year-olds can.
If children can decide their gender at 3, I'm pretty sure grown-ass fucking women should be able to have their tubes tied if they don't want no more fucking kids. Or if they know that they don't want kids.
I think so. But the thing is even after 2 kids, I think I've told you about this before. After 2 kids, this jackass doctor looked at my wife, looked at Beth, and said, "Are you sure you want to do this?" What if both of your kids die? Literally told her that.
Yeah.
Like, how about you shut your damn mouth
and keep my damn kid's name out your motherfucking mouth.
And it wasn't the doctor that actually did her tubal,
right?
But she had to see multiple doctors because she was on Medicaid at the time,
Right.
and she had to see multiple doctors to do things.
Yeah.
And this
Typical
and,
shit.
and the one doctor was like, "Are you sure you want to do this? Because what if one of your kids dies? What if both of your kids die? Would you still want to do this?" And I'm like, if both of my children die, I definitely don't want more kids that could possibly die.
Yeah. I think I'm going to be done.
Yeah,
like it's going to be a no for me, dog.
Yeah, I'm done. And why would you even bring that up to a mother?
Especially one who had just given birth to another
Especially
baby.
one that's actually had a miscarriage. Like, Beth had a miscarriage before our oldest child.
Right.
Like you were a piece of shit.
Yeah.
like if I would have been there, and they're lucky that the whole COVID thing was going on at the time, because I probably would have said something.
Yeah, you probably should have said something.
Well, I wasn't there because of,
COVID.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit. There are so many. Oh my God. I don't know.
I don't know if it was still a thing.
I don't want to go down that hole.
I don't know if it was still a thing then, but I wasn't there for some reason. I can't remember. I may have been working. I don't know. Either way, she shouldn't have said it. Just like that one doctor that told her she didn't need to be taking. So she had one of her medicines she'd been taking gave her heart palpitations, and we thought it was really weird, so we took her to the emergency room. And the doctor was like, "You don't need to be taking things that are not regulated by the FDA." No joke. Like within the next sentence or so, she said that, "Oh, and if you're going to be sexually active, you need to be taking prenatal vitamins. Go to the store and pick up a prenatal vitamin bottle. They're not regulated. Generally, are not regulated by the FDA." What a dumbass.
Whoops.
Oh, but trust us when it comes to the vaccine. Piss off.
Fuck you.
Eat a dick.
Thanks, Joe. This is a fun show.
Like, this is why people like me don't trust doctors. Because we may not be smart enough to know all the intricacies of medical
intricacies.
Whatever. I've had 2 glasses of wine. Get off me. we may not be smart enough to know all the intricacies of the medical field, but yet we are smart enough to know, like, little things like that. Like when you're saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be taking non-FDA regulated stuff," but then you tell me to take non-FDA regulated stuff. Like,
yeah.
Like, I'm smart enough to know when you're full of shit.
Yeah, and this is one of those times.
Exactly.
So, I want to kind of skip around.
I don't care what we do. We just need to move on.
Do this week on Rex.
Oh shit!
Give it to us a little early.
Can I go get some more wine?
Yeah, dude. We'll be right back.
You wanna like put this on the thing?
Huh? No, don't. It's not on there. No. There's nothing on there. It's all changed. And that's one of the things I haven't done.
Ow. At least And we're back.
And we're back. Just in time for This Week on X. All right. So first up, we got Joe Biden. We got Pop. We're going to transition to an electric vehicle future made in America, and it will protect and expand. I know a thing or two about expansion. It's not a joke. Good union jobs.
Except for the fact that
it won't.
Well, except for the fact that Elon Musk in his electric vehicle industry or his electric vehicle business is anti-union.
Yeah.
So,
most of those places are.
Suck it.
Suck it. Oh, pop again. It's time that billionaires they you know.
You are fake news.
So you know the thing.
I fucked that up badly. It's time that billionaires paid at least a 25% minimum tax.
You know what's funny? The average person in America pays 24.8% in taxes.
Weird.
So don't you think that the rich probably pay way more than that?
I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that the top 5% of income earners pay 90% of all income tax.
Yeah.
And that's a fact.
Yeah.
Jack. Fuck you.
It did.
Thank you, Joe. Oh boy. It's Harry Sissy. Harry Sissy. Boom. President Biden just said, I've put more black women on the Supreme Court and appellate court than all other presidents combined. That's right. President Biden is making our courts more diverse and more qualified. Thank you, President Biden.
Personally, I'm not worried about diversity. I'm worried about if you can do the job.
If not, and you got the job only because you're black,
I would not say that makes you.
That's racist. Next.
But I'm saying like that would make it not qualified. Like that, I don't like that.
Again, Harry Sissy, again, a twofer. Hunter Biden has been indicted. Now tell me again, Republicans, how has Biden weaponized the DOJ? How is he using it to protect his own family? Your logic has always been flawed, and today further proves that, except for it doesn't. Because
except
Joe
for the
Biden,
fact that the DOJ is still protecting
the DOJ has refused to prosecute Joe Biden or Hunter Biden on the tax crimes, because discovery would probably lead straight to Joe Biden. Fuck you.
Eat it.
Thank you, Joe.
It's a little slow on that one.
Oh, and we've got
Mark Buffalo,
the Hulk himself. Hollywood has become something of a giant trust or monopoly run by the studios and the streamers designed to kill independent film competitors. Over the last 30 years, the laws have been whittled away that protected competition in the marketplace. We have to reverse this by striking, but also by going after the monopoly by laws and legal means. This is an incredible article on what happened. Oh, yes. A millionaire complaining about
not
being a
millions.
millionaire.
Yeah.
Wah.
That's what Joe Rogan said. He said it's funny because Dwight from The Office said something about how something about billionaires. And he said it's real funny when millionaires complain about billionaires.
It's fucking hilarious. Next. Jeff Tiedrick. I hate this fucking
He almost looks like what's his name? He's a director. Looks like Steven Spielberg kinda.
I don't know. What I do know is that this guy is a fucking douche canoe if I've ever seen one. Holy fucking shit. Hunter Biden has started suing people for illegally accessing his data on the laptop that he left behind at the laptop repair store and never went and got and admitted that it was his. Therefore, it was the private property of that laptop shop, having all of that stuff that he left on there at the laptop shop.
Most places, by the way, if you leave it there unattended for so long, it becomes their property.
Therefore, it's their data to access.
It's forfeited. So, yeah, it's theirs. So,
you're just mad that he got caught. And it's a bad look. Like, really bad. And then I find this tweet rather ironic. Because the account is be a positive person.
And they're not being positive.
And they say, I need this t-shirt in my life. If you're just listening, this is basically what the left says about Trump supporters in general. And it's like a political sign, and it says, no, really, he lost, and you're in a cult.
And the account is be a positive person.
That doesn't make fucking sense.
But really, it looks like it's a dude that's named Todd Ross.
Yes, but, you know, probably an influencer that got started after they created their profile and didn't want to go through the hassle of trying to get everybody to follow the other profile, blah, blah, blah.
So they're over here talking in the comments about the Hulk. So was Ed Norton, was he the Hulk?
Okay, so it was Eric Bana, then Ed Norton, and now Mark Ruffalo in, you know, the last 30 years. Before that, it was Lou Ferrigno, obviously.
I liked Eric Bana.
I think that Eric Bana was meant to play Hector in Troy, and that was it.
He was pretty good at that.
No. I think that was the only role he was ever supposed to play. Because everything else I've ever seen him in, I'm like, meh.
I have not seen the Hulk with Ed Norton.
It's trash. Don't watch it.
Malik obviously disagrees. He said Ed Norton was a better Hulk.
Oh, he was a better Hulk.
But the overall video.
But the movie was shit.
I got you.
Like,
I like Eric Bana, man. I like Eric Bana as the Hulk.
Yeah, the Edward Norton Incredible Hulk was absolute dog shit.
Okay,
Let's
move on.
Anyway, next. Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Boy.
Yeah. The White House?
Hold on.
What the shit?
The White House tweeted, let's talk about it. And then there's an image, and it says Maganomics. How original of you. What miraculous new term have you coined now? Please enlighten us. Maganomics is an economic plan that does three things. Cuts taxes even more for the wealthy and big corporations, cuts Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, raises costs for families by cutting investments in the middle class. It's more extreme than anything America has ever seen before.
I feel like the White House tweeting out things against other political opponents should be illegal.
Hold on. Is somebody going to tell them? Like, is somebody going to tell them?
What?
I'm going to tell them.
Do it.
This isn't a fucking thing.
Yeah.
But
also, I feel like
that's not a thing.
I also feel though that the White House tweeting this shit out should be illegal. I feel like.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the White House is technically controlled by whoever's in the office at the time.
But I feel like the White House should be nonpartisan.
Well, I think the White House is just going to tweet stuff that it's politically aligned with at the time. And
but I'm saying I don't think it should. Like,
this is the White House staff. Like, it's the staff of the White House account, which is partisan in nature because they're all.
I don't like that. It don't sit well with me. I think they should be just tweeting out information.
I agree with you, but to them, this is information. It's wrong, but it's information.
Like, this actually got the White House stamp of approval.
Yes, because it's the White House's official account.
I think this is some bullshit.
I would agree. This is some bullshit.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit.
Yep.
Bullshit.
Yep. I think this is some bullshit.
This is my favorite one for this week.
Oh, man.
Okay.
We got a new person. The G-Spotters. G-Spotters, I have a question for you. Can you spot the G?
I have a more important question for you. What brought you to the show?
Yeah.
Also,
they're saying lock up Trump. I say lock up Biden too.
If you're here and you like what we're saying, or you like, anything that we talk about, like the show, leave us a comment, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon. You'll always be notified when we go live. It is a live show, and it starts anywhere between 8 and 8:30 Saturday nights Central Standard Times.
So have you seen those videos of guys where it's like us on our way to find the clip?
Yes.
That's my question for them. Because they're the G-Spotters. Have you found the clip? Because you are the G-Spotters.
Anywho.
Hey, they're far locking up Sleepy Joe too.
Okay, so
hell yeah,
both sides. I like this.
Yeah, as long as you're on both sides, we're good. As long as you're okay.
I agree. Lock both of them up. I want to see the debate happen in jail cells.
Yes, that's how we want to see the debate happen. We want to see them yelling at each other from across the hallway.
Anywho, so this woman is an absolute sociopath. Like, bad. Okay, so this is Angela Belcamino, who for some reason thinks that she's attractive. She is not.
I mean, I can't really tell with them big ass sunglasses on her face.
You don't want to, trust me. She tweets, "You're driving. This fiery lib is in the passenger seat." So she's not only is she stupid and not attractive, she's also a liberal.
Where are
and
we
by
going?
liberal, I mean communist.
So
where are we going? So
check those seat. Oh, that's funny. That's not the one I thought of. I thought of the one. Have you seen the picture where it's the car just going flying off the cliff?
Yes, I've seen that one too. But I mean, I saw it, and the first thing that popped into my mind, because I can't watch just the For You feed on X. I have to look at the
right
or followed
Hold
by
the heck up. So Mick's here. Welcome, Mick. But I disagree. Mick. It's Tommy Pickles, bro. How you lock up Tommy Pickles?
Motherfucker was a psycho.
Why do you say that?
He murdered all his friends.
What?
I don't know.
It's Tommy Pickles. Baby got to do what a baby got to do, man. Listen, it requires butt stuff, and then we
Liar!
Let me out here.
It is what was that?
It's just a WH&T update thing.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, so me being me.
That is hilarious.
Immediate ejectocito, cuz. And then, the three-peat for Harry Sissy. The three-peat. I'm riding with Biden in 2024. Blue heart, American flag. Stupid little fucking picture of me.
I don't understand. What is the deal with the picture?
Okay, Joe, I don't know if you know this or not, but this young man has succeeded only because prepubescent girls think he's cute. That's the only reason that he has a platform at all.
He's got a baby face.
Yes, it's the prepubescent girls. He is a paid influencer whose managing company receives direct donations from the DNC. Him and Chris Mowry. They're the ones that were on Tim Dillon's podcast.
Yeah.
Saying, Democrats are terrible at their jobs, but I'll vote for them all day. Oh, don't clip that. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Yeah. That's part of this dynamic duo of dipshit.
So basically, he's a self-obsessed
teenage Gen Zer who only has a platform because prepubescent girls think he's cute, and the DNC pays him to put shit like this on
He's
Twitter.
a self-acknowledging idiot, basically.
Yes, he's a professional useless person.
Yep.
And then Christy Jackson. I hate this guy. I literally hate this guy. Post a picture of Joe Biden solemnly standing in front of the flag, the Stars and Stripes. It's pretty simple, folks.
It looks like Walter.
That he
Jeff
do.
Dunham.
It's
Looks
pretty
just like
simple,
Walter.
folks. I don't care how old President Biden is or how many times Republicans try to impeach him. I've got his back 100% because he has had ours over the last 3 years, and he has been a damn good president.
You know, he has had our back.
Who is with me?
He's had our back, but he's sniffing us while he's got our back.
Yeah, except for he doesn't have our back.
No,
That's a brick wall, and the firing squad is in front of us.
No, I'm saying that's the only reason he's got our back is because that's the only way he can sniff us.
Now, here's the problem with this. The majority of Americans would disagree. Bad. Malik says that's an AI pick. Yes, it is an AI pick. But it still looks like Walter.
He still looks like Walter there.
Welcome to Walmart. Get your shit and get out. The Democrats' official account. Wages are rising.
So, interesting.
Annual inflation has fallen since last summer. Strongest economic growth since the pandemic of any leading economy. Bidenomics is working.
Smell like failure. So Mick says it looks like Joe's pondering on who shit his pants. Mick, I'm on my third glass of wine, so I'm a little like, yeah. Like I'm not drunk or anything, but I'm just like, yeah, you know, like so yeah. So the eyes are getting a little. Matter of fact, I don't know. Like I guess on my third glass of wine, this little studio light we got, it's like a little mosquito.
Anyway,
like,
next.
Wait, go back. I got commentary on this. Okay, so you know what's funny about how they use the thing wages are rising? It's the end of the fiscal year, which means generally people are starting to get raises on some companies.
Well, most companies do it at the beginning of the next year.
This is maybe like government.
Yeah.
So government employees are starting to talk about raises. So it's interesting they say wages are rising. Well, yeah, because you're starting to give federal and state wages.
But here's the thing. Wages can rise all they want. If the inflation rate is still at like 15% from when you took office.
I say that second one's a lie, though. I don't understand that one. That one's a lie. Like inflation rate has not fallen since last summer.
No. You know why? Because it requires a negative inflation rate.
And strongest economic growth since the pandemic of any leading economy. That's because we have the strongest economy in the world.
Period.
And you can't really you can't use that. Like that's not something you did.
No, it's not.
It's something and honestly, you want to talk about how this guy's the president for the people or whatever. He is taking. You
get that rant, boy. You get it.
He is taking.
Let that Holy Ghost language come up on out of you, boy.
He is taking credit for shit we have done.
Absolutely.
We, the people, have made the economy stronger, not this piece of shit.
This is why Joe likes This Week on X.
Yes. Also, Bidenomics is not a thing.
Representative Keith Self got kind of fucked on this one. I'm not going to lie. It's bad for him. You're going to want to read this thread. Starting October 1st, absent a miracle, the government will shut down. Bill Kroll, you are my true hero in this moment.
Yes.
Replied, the government being shut down itself will be a miracle. There you go.
I like you, sir.
Joe Biden was asked for comment, and all he had to say was,
True international effort to pressure.
What does Jaffa mean?
I don't know. But that's been This Week on X. Very good, eh?
I like it.
You wanted more. You got more.
He delivered.
Give myself a little.
I'll give you a little patty.
Appreciate it.
See, Malik says, we really expect the dude that lies about his own son to tell the truth on purpose.
No, not really.
Oh, so Mitt Romney's not running for president.
Yeah, Mitt Romney has
re-election.
decided to...
Sorry, re-election, not president.
To do the thing that we wish all firearms would do. And by firearms, I mean politicians. I was reading the...
I was like, what are you talking about?
I was talking and reading up here at the same time. Oh. And I read firearms.
So Mitt Romney's actually
He's doing the thing that we wish all politicians would do. Retiring when they know that they're not going to win anymore.
And he even says in
his farewell address, he says,
it's time for a new generation of leaders.
I can no longer represent the people who are voting for me because we're not aligned anymore.
We still don't like Mitt Romney.
No, he's the most milquetoast Republican that's ever existed.
He's right in this situation. I can respect him for this.
He's the Democrats' House Republican. I mean, that's all he is.
Do we want to do that very last?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Before, well, I mean, anytime now would be fine, but
I think we should do it the very last thing, like before we log out.
Fair enough. So
I think that would be fitting. I think we pretty much covered all that.
Well, no, we haven't got this yet.
This
is one of the things I actually mentioned in the description of the podcast episode. So they're having hearings in the Senate about the book bans right now. And
which they aren't actually book bans.
No, they're not actually book bans. And it's weird because in this little part of the show, you're going to hear a Democrat admit that it's not bans and make a lot of sense. Just, if you make sense and your ideas are good, then they're good. Most Democrats can't say that. I'm sorry. I don't think that your policies are good. I think that while your intentions may be good for the lower level of Democrat, the outcomes are not. And you need to understand that. I don't hate you. I hate your ideas. Because I see how they don't work. But anywho, Lindsey Graham has went on somewhat of a tear about this in this committee.
I thank you, Senator Graham.
Thank you. Let's just build on what has been said. How do you say your name, sir? Alex?
Alexei Janulius.
Okay.
Alexei's fine.
I want to see if I got the point here. A public library is supported by public dollars. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Are you telling taxpayers of this country just shut up? Is all you worry about is your kids don't have a voice about how your taxpayer dollars are being spent and what kind of community you're living in here? Because you're a parent and you don't let your $3 read something, is it possible that the other things, that the books in question may hurt the community in the eyes of parents? Can a parent, a taxpayer, complain under this theory? Or should they just shut up?
I would make the exact argument you are. This is about parents making
we're
decisions.
not making the same argument. My argument is you just said, if you've got kids, you police your kids. Otherwise, just shut up and trust the library system, the school system. Let them decide for your community. I completely, totally reject that. I don't have any kids, should I shut up? I pay taxes. When you have a public library and you have a board, somebody decides what books to go in or what not to go in. Lend your voice to the cause. It's okay to speak out for your community. Cameron, you have an advocacy group in Texas, right?
That is correct.
And you have every right to do that. You can advocate for your point of view, and somebody in Texas has to decide who wins. But never shut up. Never be quiet. My point is, the theory of this case is parents have a very limited role in life. Apparently, taxpayers have a very limited role in this area. You're paying money to run these libraries. I mean, you're getting money from taxpayers. They should speak up. Ms. Knox, you said, is it unconstitutional for a parent to go to a school board or a public library and complain?
Thank you for giving me the chance to respond. Actually, almost all libraries have in their policies something called a request for reconsideration that allows parents or interested community members to object or say what they would like to have changed in a library collection. I think what's important to remember is that this is a collective decision. It's not just one person who gets to say what is in a library collection.
I'm not arguing with you. Somebody has to decide. But the point is the individual here, the individual taxpayer, the individual parent. There's an effort in this country to shut you up. Ms. Neely, are you going to shut up?
We will absolutely not shut up. I am here on behalf of more than 10,000 members of Parents Defending Education who want to have a voice in their children's education. Yet they, every time they speak up, are mocked, are shamed, are intimidated and silenced and bullied by elected officials and community members who do not want them to speak up, who are told that they are book burners, who are ashamed of that. And you know what? We will not stop, because after COVID, we had a window into what our children were learning or were not learning, and we were disappointed by that. So parents have not stopped, and they will not stop advocating for their children, because the gatekeepers, be it the teachers' unions or anyone else, has shown that they do not have our children's best interest at heart. They have.
So, I'm mixed on this issue, okay? And before anybody comes and burns me at the stake, listen, hear me out. So, ultimately, I believe it's your job as the parent to police what your child is reading. Ultimately.
Right.
However, your child may be going to school, reading these books, not bringing them home, reading them at school. You know, they may have content in it that is inappropriate. And generally, I do trust most schools to not. When we hear about the type of books that are being in these schools, I do not think they are the majority of schools. I think they're kind of the exceptions. You know what I mean?
And I agree with that absolutely.
I think it's some seriously liberally ran schools that are doing this. I don't think it's all like, and people are mistaking it and thinking it's all schools.
But a counter to your point, what are colleges right now?
It depends on what college you're talking about here.
The mainstream college right now,
a big liberal
indoctrination facility.
Yeah, exactly.
What do teachers have to have?
Liberal arts degree? Or what are you talking about? I don't know what you mean.
Degrees.
Degrees, yes.
From where?
Other colleges.
From those liberal indoctrination facilities.
Yeah, generally. Now,
that's the problem.
It is. But also, I mean, because I've got a degree, but it's from a community college, which I'm going to tell you, community colleges, I feel like are a lot different. Like they still cater. You have to make everybody happy. You try to make everybody happy. You have to play the politics. So you know, the whole LGBTQ thing, you know, we got to be nice to everybody.
I don't play any fucking politics.
Well, but this is a college. Everybody's got to be welcome. Okay. Like that's the thing.
That's okay. So that's my thing, though. Like, you're welcome as long as you're not trying to make me believe something that's not fucking true, or that I don't want to believe.
And for so far, from what I've seen in at least the community college system that I'm
it's
a part
not
of,
like that.
It's not forced. Like there's no force. It's hey, we're offering this. You can take it or leave it.
Right.
You know, and as long as it stays that way, dude, I think that's the way it should be. Like, if you want to offer it, I don't have a problem with you offering it as long as you're not forcing people to do it.
Complete agreement.
Like, and that's why I'm very proud of the institution I work for, because that's how they do it, and they are a very good institution.
But again, counter to your point,
they make everybody feel welcome.
They still have to go to a 4-year university,
right,
to get their bachelor's degree in education.
Right.
In order to be teachers.
I wouldn't say personally that I think all 4-year.
No. You're missing the point. The majority of these teachers are coming from indoctrination facilities.
Oh.
We've seen it.
I think it depends.
Firsthand.
I think it depends. I think it depends on the location. I think if you're coming more up north, maybe, or out west, maybe. The southern states, I feel like the southern 4-year colleges while do have liberal things in them, are not as liberal as northern or western colleges.
Luckily, most of our teachers are coming from homegrown roots.
Right.
You're not getting a bunch of transplants that went to university in a different state,
right,
and decided they love that city that the university's in and decided to stay.
Right. That's why I am, people talk about, it's a bunch of Hickville down there. We actually have a bunch of very smart people.
Yeah, we put men on the moon, motherfucker.
Right. I mean, we're 30 minutes from...
I mean, we did have the help of a Nazi, but...
Hey. I mean, we did get to the moon, though.
In typical American fashion, hold my beer.
I generally think, though, that...
Now, Werner, you mean to tell me that you're going to take that big old tube of steel...
and put it on the moon.
And put it on the moon. Werner, you got to be shitting me right now. I bet you a 6-pack of Bud that thing don't get 10 feet off the ground.
I do generally think that von Braun did not generally want to help the Nazis. But that's my opinion.
Well, we just have to dig into it a little bit more.
Because one of his quotes was that, and of course this is me quoting from Iron Man, when they said that
that's a Disney movie that ran by Nazis. That's not a good idea.
It was before Disney took it over. This was an older Iron Man, and he said that she said that the rocket worked perfectly. It just landed on the wrong planet. That was one of his quotes, apparently, supposedly. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, but he could have been talking about America.
He said planet.
Yes, talking about a missile.
But say they launched a missile into another country, and he said the missile worked perfectly. It just landed on the wrong planet.
Okay, I misheard what you said.
Yeah,
my bad.
They had just launched a missile into another country.
Yeah,
or something like that, and he said the missile worked perfectly. It just landed on the wrong planet. Because his goal was for the moon.
Well, I'm sure it was, but being in Nazi Germany and working for the Nazi government is kind of a red flag.
But I generally do believe, going back to our discussion, that a lot of Southern educational institutions, they're pretty decent.
And I would agree with that. Our benefit is that most of our teachers are homegrown.
Right.
Our downfall is that some of those homegrown students go off to college and turn into loon bags.
Right. I mean, and I will
who think that we need to get them while they're early.
Right.
Or while they're young.
Well, we have, I told you last week, was it last week or the week before?
It was one of those.
We have an actual high school teacher that we know personally that feels that exact same way.
Yeah. And we know for a fact that that's not how she was prior to college.
Right, exactly.
Apple don't fall far from the fucking tree, dude.
Now, I will say one thing that I've learned in college is how to, maybe converse more...
professionally?
Tactically, professionally. Yeah, there you go. And that's why, too, that's why I say, which, as a libertarian, I feel like, if you want to... That's why, like I said, I love the institution I work for, and I think they're doing a great job with the way they do things. That they're giving a space for everybody to feel welcome in what they're doing there, and they don't force anything on anybody. You know what I mean? They don't force They don't force religion on people that don't want religion. They don't force non-religion on people that want religion. They don't force lifestyles on anybody. Like it's all just, hey, you do you.
Yeah.
And I like that. And I'm very proud of that institution for that.
My college is a lot like that. The one thing that
I would say
noticed,
most community colleges are that way.
The one thing that I have noticed is that most of everything in my English class is politically related.
Which is so weird.
But right now we're doing rhetorical analysis stuff. So it's
now in my English class it wasn't. It was pretty much all. Which I take that back. Actually, we had to write some political papers, but it didn't matter what you thought. He just wanted to hear your argument. He wanted to see how you worded your argument.
Yeah, and that's what this is. But it strikes me as funny that it's in an English class that we're having all these speeches that we have to analyze.
So that actually reminds me, you go back to your thing about 4-year colleges, and I don't mind shitting on UAH right now because UAH is a pass school, and I don't work for them. But they when I was in their
It was
English
at this
class,
moment that he knew. He fucked up.
they talked about globalism, I believe.
Mm.
And I'm like, why are we talking about globalism in an English class?
Yeah. But that's the thing. So
if I remember right, it was something like that.
But, okay, so hear me out, right? So I think we're headed down the same path now. Okay? You had a globalism thing. What if all these institutions start feeding their English 101 and English 102 students political essays about how abortion is good and about how we have to trans the kids? Right?
Right.
Do you see how the influence can be set?
Oh, I see it for sure.
Because now you're reading one side of the argument. You're reading a speech and doing a rhetorical analysis on it. You're reading the speech, and the only context you have is the speaker at the time and the way that the speaker is portraying what they're saying. So now you have 2 years where in back-to-back years you took the same professor because they were really lenient and they, understood when things happened and you missed a deadline or whatever. And that's where they get you. They draw you in and draw you in and draw you in. And then boom, you're a fucking liberal.
He's like a cult.
Whoa. We just had a breakthrough.
Liberalism's a cult.
Liberalism is indeed a cult. And we're not talking about like classical liberalism, which is like what we are.
Technically, classical liberalism is actually what libertarians are supposed to be.
We are classically liberal. Leave us the fuck alone. We'll leave you alone.
Yeah.
Easy.
Now, I call this modern liberalism. The wokeness.
Yeah. Wokealism.
Wokenism.
Wokeism?
Wokeology.
Wokenom.
Wokenomics.
Oh, that was a good one.
Did we say wokeology? Yeah, we said wokeology.
Kudos, Joe. That was a good one. So, we saw Lindsey Graham start this whole thing with the banning of the books.
So Malik said the problem is that the teachers instruct the students to keep their parents in the dark. If the subject matter isn't bad, then why the secrecy? Exactly.
Correct.
Exactly. It's because they're trying to, and I think this goes back to an argument I made last week or the week before, that we need to quit justifying our actions as adults
with our children. Yep. So Cory Booker threw me for one, because never in a million fucking years did I think I would ever find myself agreeing with this motherfucker, but here we are.
Is that there's no one in this committee that believes that children should have access to materials that are inappropriate for their age. There is no one that believes.
Show me another fucking Democrat that's saying that. Please.
I agree with you, bro.
That children should have access to inappropriate pornographic materials. This to me is about something deeper that's going on in the American culture right now that is really troubling. And that's why I want to pick up where he talked about what's going on in our schools. I actually agree with Ranking Member Graham that I don't see much Congress can do. We will make no laws addressing this. But I do think it's important that we hold a committee like this to talk to these larger issues. We have a country right now that is based in the ideals of a commitment to one another. We weren't founded on sameness, same religion, same ethnicity. We were founded on big principles of democratic ideals. And in a diverse democracy, it is so necessary that we know each other, that we see each other, that we understand each other. That's what makes us stronger. And in many ways, our schools become areas, especially the ideals of public schools, where diverse people come together for an education.
That's the part. Education.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what you're there for, an education. You're not there for political bias.
Now, we're not going to watch this whole thing because it's just, first off, I don't like listening to him talk.
I kind of like listening to him talk. I'm not going to lie. He's a good speaker, I think.
He is a good speaker, but here's the thing. He's a fucking fraud. Just like all Democrats and all Republicans, they're fucking frauds.
Well, that sucks because I was like, man, this guy ran for president. I'd actually consider voting for him.
No, you wouldn't. He ran for president against Biden.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And, well, you see where he's still at.
Yep.
while I agree with him on, we don't want kids exposed to things that they shouldn't be exposed to, the majority of Democrat voices are saying the exact opposite. No, this pornographic book is good for kids. Kids should see this.
Do you listen to, what was it? Was it Shapiro or Morning Wire? One of the other morning where they actually read one of the books, and it was talking about how like he got on his stomach and I put on lube and I put my penis in his.
That's the shit that they want available to your kids.
Yeah, and that's bullshit.
Nobody wants that. Not even Democrats. Like, serious people do not want that for kids. Okay, I'm sorry, but there is no reason.
Which, granted, I do believe there was the occasional book back then that did have some, when I say pornographic, pornographic type stuff in it.
Well, yeah, but that's literature in general. It's not teaching kids literally how to have butt sex.
Right. Now, if they had a book where it was ended up a guy loving another guy and he touched me and whatever.
There would be a huge uproar in our hometown about it.
But then we
just like there were for the Harry Potter books because it was witchcraft.
It's like we should point out that there is straight sex going on in some of these books too.
And
that's the thing, though. There is that happening in a lot of classical
involved in the literature. It's not appropriate for certain ages.
But at the same time, a lot of these books are junior high school level type books.
These books are being found in kindergartens and elementary schools.
Right, exactly.
That's the problem.
That is the problem.
They're taking this material out of your kids who are not old enough to even remotely know what any of this shit is from seeing it and saying that they're banning books. No, they're just restricting it to the appropriate ages. Get a fucking hint. This is not hard.
And
fucking 7-year-olds shouldn't be learning about how to butt fuck each other. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
And it's, what's funny is they talk about, sex education and all this new sex education is teaching kids how to do this. Do you remember sex education when we were in junior high?
Yeah, it was literally just teaching us about our parts.
No, I mean, was yours with Coach Kelly?
No,
mine was with Coach Kelly, the female coach. Which, by the way, having sex ed with a pretty attractive female coach, not gonna lie, it's pretty enjoyable.
Oh my god!
Sex education.
Get to the point of the story here.
We talked about everything. We talked about gay sex, straight sex. We talked about it all.
We talked about all the different kinds of sex, but it was like we were old enough that our stuff was starting to stand up at random times.
It took you that long?
No, it didn't take me that long.
Well, I said my shit was standing up way before that.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of kids, it does take some kids to that point, right? But it's right around that.
My mama started me early on that information.
Oh my god, I don't even want to talk about the conversations that me and my mother used to have. It was,
like I knew a lot about this shit before I went into that class. Like,
well, I mean, I remember there was a episode of Oprah or something where they were talking about these teenagers, or not teenagers, these like 12-year-olds that were caught on the back of the bus having oral sex with each other.
On the back of the bus?
Yeah.
Damn.
And my mom was like, you need to know what this is. And I was like, oh, that's gross.
Back then we thought it was gross.
Now, not so much.
Now it's very much.
Agreed.
Which, by the way, you know how some Christians act like oral sex, that's a sin.
Yeah, well, so was your divorce, Karen.
I actually, no, it's actually not. If you're in your marriage, like, biblically speaking, and I'm saying biblically speaking, in your marriage, it's actually not at all.
Why are we talking about this?
It's just, we brought it up, so.
Fair point.
I actually saw a pastor quote the Bible the other day, and it said blow on my rose or something like that, and he said he's not talking about, and it was in the Song of Solomon, which is a very explicit book of the Bible, by the way, if you actually look into it. And she said it says blow on my rose, and he's like, she's not talking about an actual rose, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. I mean, it's irrelevant to the conversation at hand.
I'm just
whether or
saying.
not it is.
I'm
or
just
isn't.
saying. I thought that was an interesting
is
fact.
that they've literally got books in school libraries that depict these.
Oh yeah, like
sex acts that
we
kids
didn't
have no
we
business
didn't learn
knowing
about this stuff till junior high.
Yeah, exactly. These are in elementary and primary schools.
Right.
This is fucking gross. Leave our fucking kids alone. That's the whole point. But then Mike Lee has a video of someone, oddly enough, saying the quiet part out loud.
But ultimately, we found that the thing that needs to happen most, and it needs to happen before these bills are introduced, is sustained messaging that reframes this issue, that takes it away from the idea that these are inappropriate for minors or sexually inappropriate for minors, and promote them as diverse material.
That's an old fucking lady saying that this is bad for minors.
Oh, I guess I misheard her. It sounded like she was trying to say that this was bad for minors.
No.
Go back.
But ultimately, we found that the thing that needs to happen most, and it needs to happen before these bills are introduced, is sustained messaging that reframes this issue, that takes it away from the idea that these are inappropriate for minors or sexually inappropriate for minors, and promote them as diverse materials and programming that are about inclusion, fairness, and the protection of everybody.
The book that they read the other day about the dude putting his wiener in another dude's butt, what does that have to do with inclusion? Like that's just like,
come on, man. Don't you know? It's Ram Damashoo.
Like that's
Father bound to Bambashu.
That's the kind of shit that like lonely wine drinking housewives read about. Like, this is not the right age for this.
Nope. I mean, this is the shit that we're up against, though.
Well, see, my thing is like my 6-year-old. You know what my 6-year-old cares about? Legos, drawing,
and math.
He loves math. He does love math. He likes him some math, man. Dude, he's got 100 in math.
Well, duh. He's a savant.
But you know what he has in English?
Like
he's got an 87 in there.
Oh, okay.
But he is acing math. Like the teacher is just like, what?
Because the teacher doesn't know that 3-year-olds can teach themselves long division. Clearly.
Well, I mean, no, they are amazed by that kid, man. Like,
dude, I'm amazed by him. I struggle with simple division.
And like, we didn't teach him none of that shit. No, YouTube did.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Kids,
it's crazy.
Joe, your son is amazing.
He is amazing, and like I said, there's nothing we've done as parents as far as like teaching him that. I mean, we push it, but we don't.
Well, yeah, because you're good parents.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're not going to just ignore it. Like, there's something there, and we want to water that. We want to water that plant, man. We want to keep it growing.
Water them plants.
Yeah.
Again, if you haven't, leave us a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon. You'll always be notified when we go live. It is a live show Saturday nights between 8 and 8:30 Central Standard Time.
After that, you can go to the live button on our channel and watch the past shows.
There you go. Don't have to watch us live. If you can't tune in live, just watch from the archive.
Or you can go to Spotify.
We also upload to Spotify or anywhere else that you may listen to podcasts. We need to clip that and just run it every once in a while.
That was actually pretty good.
That was pretty professional sounding. Not going to lie. Boats and hoes.
Boats and hoes.
I'm going to include that entire thing after it as well. So, and then Lindsay had some closing remarks for us as well. And rarely do I ever find myself agreeing with Lindsey Graham, but, this is one of those times.
Statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So if you're a parent out there listening to this hearing, I would encourage you to advocate for your child.
Absolutely.
I would encourage you to go to the school district, the library, wherever you believe is appropriate on behalf of your child. You have an obligation as a parent to lend your voice to the cause you think helps your child develop in the right way. About this hearing, what is our role here? What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to take over every school board in the country and veto their decisions?
Congress shall make no law restricting the freedom of the press. It's published material.
Yeah, I mean
Freedom of the press.
they can't make laws saying you can't publish this
Congress
stuff.
can't do anything about this.
No.
It's about what books go into public schools. In the library, I hadn't spent a lot of time in the library. That speaks poorly of me. But am I supposed to, as a United States Senator, take over the libraries of all of this country and be the final say of what goes in a library?
That would be censorship.
I hope not. I think not. So this is an important hearing in this regard. It shows the difference of the two parties on this issue. School boards, whether elected or appointed in our system, should be the people we go to talk about what's in a school. A library board should be the group of people who decides what goes in a library. And if you don't like the outcome, at least you can complain. And to all the parents out there who believe there's a bunch of stuff in our schools being pushed on your children that go over the line, you're absolutely right. To governors and to local officials who want to make sure that agendas are not being pushed upon your children, you're right to speak up. In Burbank, California, some school districts ban Huckleberry Finn.
Well, it does incorporate
What?
some racial
Hold
language in there.
Hold on. So whitewashing history is okay? Because that's one of the most important books in American literature.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that I could see them doing it because of the racial language. I'm not saying that they should do it because of the racial language. I'm just saying I see why they did it.
Kindergartners aren't reading Huckleberry Finn.
No, junior high and high school kids should be the ones reading Huckleberry Finn. Maybe elementary kids. Maybe.
Young children are getting access to these other books.
Right, exactly.
The two are not the same.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Again, with
for
the
racism.
Right.
But it was teaching about how
not to be racist, yeah.
Even someone who is in a deeply racist area can be not racist.
Exactly.
I don't agree with that, but that was your right to make that decision. So what I want to leave with you, Mr. Chairman, is that we on this side, I think to a person, I understand what Senator Cornyn is saying, but he'll speak for himself in a minute. I don't think there's one person on our side of the aisle believes that we, the federal government, should be deciding these issues. And if you don't like the outcome...
Son of a bitch. Finally somebody damn said it. Finally somebody damn said it.
Malik says, I read Huck Finn at 13. So, Malik is...
Yeah, and it was a period piece. You're not offended because it's a period piece. You understand why they were talking that way.
So, Malik is a...
Because you're not a dumbass.
Very nice black gentleman.
Right. Malik's black. I know that.
Yeah, Malik's black. It's in my house every other week, as long as we don't have something come up.
As long as you're not having the Klan rally, right? I'm kidding.
So, I mean, he sits at our table and plays D&D with us.
Nice.
Like,
Malik, I didn't know Malik
super
was
great
black.
dude. Don't really give a shit, but
I don't either.
You know, he read Huck Finn at 13. Not offended. It's a period piece. If people would just stop looking at it as a race thing right off the bat, a lot of things would suddenly make a lot more sense again.
There's a lot of things that if we didn't bring race into it, things would go so much more smooth. Because generally speaking, your average person on the street doesn't give a single shit about what your skin color is.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, from the moment that I met Malik, I knew that he was going to be good people.
Right.
Because of the company that I was in when I met him.
And generally speaking, that's what most people do.
That would be like if I met you with a meth head, I would automatically assume you do meth.
Right. And, like when you show up and, might sound stereotypical, but if you're showing up, you got your pants sagged down halfway down your butt crack, and I mean actually sag, not just plumber crack going on, because if I did that, then I'd be judged bad because my butt crack's always hanging out. But,
because we suffer from no acetal disease.
No, I've got a semi.
Excuse me.
Mine's just.
Kate says I have a butt. I do not.
I think I have a butt, but I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway,
but
moving on. We've still got chats with Pop Pop, and we hate her.
Conspiracy corner
at the podium and conspiracy corner.
Big ass conspiracy corner.
Anyway, so
what was I saying?
I don't know.
Oh,
to be completely honest, I've got no clue.
Shit, what was I saying?
Your guess is as good as mine.
We were talking about race. Shit.
Yeah, we were talking about the fact that Malik is a black dude who wasn't offended by Huck Finn because he's actually intelligent.
Well, I was saying, like, if we didn't bring race into things, every single dang thing.
Not everything has to do with the color of your fucking skin.
Yeah. And generally speaking, most people don't think nothing about your skin color.
I care far more about the content of somebody's character.
Exactly.
And my actions demonstrate that.
So, if you walk up to me and you got your pants hanging halfway down your butt crack.
Oh, I was trying to save you from this. That's what happened.
Save me from this description?
Yes.
Oh, no. And I mean, I don't care because I've seen people of all colors.
I mean, I have too. So.
And they're coming up like, they're talking in some sort of language that is not educated, or at least semi-educated.
Yeah.
I'm not going to think very highly of that individual. Like I said, no matter what color they are. And I'm going to tell you right now that something that really irritates me.
That's because first impressions matter, and what do you automatically associate that with? It's not racist to associate that with what it's known for.
I'm going to think you're not a very educated individual. Probably not somebody that thinks very far from your face hole. I
think that in the real world, appearances matter.
Right.
And if you don't want to be associated with something, don't wear things that would associate you with that.
And that even goes for Southern people. Like if you dress wife beater or
if I see you walk up to me in cowboy boots, I automatically assume your country is fuck.
Or if you're in overalls and you come up and say, "Hey, boy, what you do there?" I'm gonna automatically think you're
talking
probably
to me like fucking Boomhauer. We're gonna have a problem.
And I'm gonna automatically think you're probably not very intelligent either.
First impressions matter. Appearances matter. It's
not about your skin color. It's about how you carry yourself.
You have to present yourself in the way that you want to be represented.
Exactly.
In other people's minds. Because you can't control what other people associate or have experience with. That's not something that you can do. If somebody wants to change a stereotype, they have to be the change that they want to see.
Exactly. Oh man, we got another new person. Salty Savage.
I have not seen this yet. It hasn't popped up. Oh, there it is.
Salty Savage, welcome to the show. It's exactly all about presentation. It is. And it's not in a way that, you shouldn't have to present yourself in a way that you're always worried about what people think of you. But in a way, you do want, if you don't want people to think something negative of you, you do need to somewhat present yourself in a...
You absolutely have to present yourself in a way that is how you would want to be
taken.
Exactly.
Like,
for real. So...
Now, if you want to be presented like a thug, don't be mad when people look at you as a thug.
I have a real world explanation of what we're talking about, right? So when I worked at Polaris, there was this young kid named Jalen that worked with me.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen was all the time walking around with his pants hanging around his ass and shit. Just general hoodlum looking, right? So I'm talking to him one night. Jalen's a super smart kid. He has ambition. And he wants to move up. Like he wants to climb the ladder.
Right.
Right. So I'm talking to him and I was like, dude, you want all these things, but you're not dressing like that's what you want.
You have to be the person you want to become.
So here's the problem, though. It's stereotypical to assume that everybody that makes it looks like this, right? But when you look at the people who make it, they tend to all have similar traits.
Right, exactly.
You know, I said, dude, you're a smart guy. Fucking talk like you're smart. Don't use all this text slang in your speech with your superiors and shit. Fucking talk like you're an adult.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look at my boss when I'm getting ready to go to the bathroom and say BRB. Right? Like, that's not how you conduct yourself if you are as serious about moving up as you want. I said,
right.
Dude, dress better. Get a belt that actually holds your pants above your ass. Because first off, nobody wants to see your underwear.
No.
Second off, you're automatically going to be taken less seriously because of your appearance, because that is not, it doesn't come off as intelligent.
And there are people, by the way, in all races that will think of you less because of that.
It's not because of the color of your skin. It's because of the way you present yourself.
Right.
Presentation matters.
It does.
It does. And I explained it to him and he's like, dude, nobody has ever said that to me.
And that's because
I
of
told
lack
him,
of fathers.
But I told him this.
Good fathers.
Well, but it goes deeper than that too, because it could be a good dad who was raised that way.
It could be, maybe.
You could probably trace it all the way back to a man raised solely by his mother.
Yeah.
And up until 11, I was that kid. I was raised solely by my mother.
But your mom was a very good mom.
Exactly.
And you could have a good mother that taught you how not to dress like that. But I do
at the end of the day, he was like, I really appreciate that advice because I know that you're looking out for me to even say something like that because of how it could be construed.
Yeah.
He's like, but I know you and I know that's not you. I was just like, Joe, I would never tell you anything that wouldn't help you succeed because I've been in a leadership position. Like, I know what it takes to get there. And you have to be taken seriously.
Right.
And there are just certain things that people automatically will use to discredit you.
Like, they're not going to put you in there just because you think you deserve it.
Unless Joe Biden is your boss.
Yeah.
That's the only way that happens.
But, Salty Savage, welcome.
Glad to have you here.
Yeah. What is your, if you don't mind us asking, what are your political leanings? This is I'm on my third glass of wine, so but what are your political leanings? And this is mainly a libertarian. This is what I was going for. This is a libertarian
podcast. We're conservative leaning libertarians,
right?
We basically think that, as long as you leave us alone, that gay married people should be able to protect their weed farms with guns.
And yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. You leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. It's literally that simple.
Yep.
And also tax us dick, fed boy.
Yeah. Yeah, we ain't about them. There's got to be some taxes.
But, while we await a response from Salty Savage.
Shall we move on?
It's time for Pope's favorite segment. It's time for Joe's Conspiracy Corner. I really need to get that music part fixed. Oh, he finished the glass. It's about to get spicy.
All right. Okay. So, let me scroll down to my thing here.
All right. So, what is this week's Joe's Conspiracy Corner? Ooh, that was a good pop.
That was a good pop, wasn't it?
That was good.
Okay. First things first, we are going to talk about Mexican aliens and the the UAP study that just come out.
Where this is going so far.
See where I went there? Mexican aliens.
So I would assume that this is mainly...
I've actually got this in...
Extraterrestrial.
Go up. No, this is just kind of the intro. This is
okay.
This is not the main meat. This is kind of some
year-long.
This is just like some intro stuff that happened this week. This is not the main part of my conspiracy corner.
Gotcha.
This is just I wanted to cover some of the shit because it kind of happened, but it's not enough to really make the whole show about it.
Study of UFOs, and well, It doesn't really clear anything up.
It basically says that those strange objects in the sky are, well, they're still a mystery, and our Rob Hayes is here to explain.
Of course they
Yeah,
are.
you know, over the past year or so, we've been hearing a lot about these unexplained objects flying in the sky and how the government is taking a closer look at them. Well, today NASA released its findings, and it's a pretty anticlimactic look at what it calls UAPs. UAP is the new stand-in for UFO. It means unidentified anomalous phenomena.
They're all going against the wind.
Bill Nelson is the head of NASA today, talking about its year-long independent report on UAPs, one that is more down to earth than other alien reports.
The NASA independent study team did not find any evidence that UAP have an extraterrestrial origin.
We don't believe you.
But we don't know what these UAP are.
33
Pause
pages
it,
put
pause it.
together by...
So then how do you know they're not extraterrestrials?
You're not, you know...
You are fake news.
Continue.
Scientists and experts poring over encounters like this from military and commercial pilots.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say this before they say who they're about to talk about. They're about to put this video that's on the screen now, the Go Fast video. They're about to associate with David Fravor. I watched this particular portion of the video when you said, "Hey, the conspiracy corner's in there," just to see, and it drove me insane because they associate the Go Fast with David Fravor. David Fravor saw the Tic Tac. They were on opposite coasts. It just, and Kate will tell you, it drove me insane because they associated the wrong pilot with this video.
Meanwhile, reports of alien life continue to make headlines around the world, like these so-called non-humans rolled out before Mexico's Congress earlier this week. And in July, a former U.S. Navy pilot telling the House Oversight Committee about his run-in with a UAP off the coast of San Diego.
That
The technology
That's the Go Fast.
was the Go Fast video. He saw
did
the
a
Tic Tac.
that we faced was far superior than anything that we had.
But because the mysterious
Look at that.
flying objects are still a mystery, NASA will continue investigating them and has appointed a director of UAP research.
Listen with this
NASA
guy.
says the upgraded efforts will work hand in hand with other government agencies and use AI to search the skies for even more evidence.
Oh, yes. Relying on AI.
For those keenly following
Yet
all
another
these
thing.
unexplained sightings, NASA is also vowing transparency.
There's so much concern that there's something locked up, classified, and that the American government is not being open. Well, we are the American government, and we are open, and we're going to be open about this.
Now, in order to increase
We don't
the
believe
amount
you.
of UAP
I'm sorry, what? Oh, so Salty Savage has replied to us. He doesn't label himself. I assume that you're he. I'm not sure. Conservative, America first, and things should be how they were 30, 40 years ago. He also just recently got into politics. Just wants to live his life the way he pleases, as long as it doesn't interfere in any other person's lives. You are our kind of people.
Yep. Yeah, you got to make sure, too. It's like a 15-second clip.
I know.
But
he deserves all the applause, and it is a he.
One thing you got to make sure is you hit that live button. I also have that problem every now and then because I monitor the show from my own YouTube account while we're doing this, so that way I can make sure everything's working correctly.
You also got to make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and click the bell icon.
Yes, but you have to constantly mash that live button, or else you get behind. Granted, there is a little bit of a lag, but
hey, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Like
really, truly hope to see you back.
Yeah, like we're here every Saturday night at
between 8 and 8:30 Central Standard Time.
Yeah, and we're not done yet. We're still going to dig deep into this conspiracy stuff.
There's a mosquito in here, and it's right above your head.
I don't see anything.
Yeah, because it's over there now.
I think you're tripping balls.
Anywho, next.
Let's see. Malik says, "I think
no. Conspiracy corner.
Well, no, it has to do with Conspiracy Corner. I think it's possible we have to be arrogant as hell to think that there's all that space in the cosmos and nothing is in it but us. I agree with you on that.
Ooh, somebody's been looking at Graham Hancock.
I like me some Hancock.
And we're not talking hand in cock.
Okay, so.
Damn it.
Yeah, I've been listening to some Graham Hancock, and supposedly we're talking about this is the main part of the show is possibly the restart.
That was an accidental, but it was perfect.
The restart of civilization.
Humans are so adaptable.
Wait, hold on. I gotta give some backstory here, damn it. Okay, so this conspiracy is the idea that
we've actually talked about this one before.
A few thousand years ago, or thousands of years ago. I won't say a few thousand. Thousands
12,000 years ago.
Yeah, that there was a civilization reset. In that before that, we actually had advanced civilizations that lived on the earth, and that some major event happened, reset everything, and everything had to start over, and that's why we are where we are now instead of being like traveling the cosmos. And they believe that possibly one day there's going to be another one that happens and we start all back over again. So let's start with this short from Joe Rogan.
That's the whole idea behind Graham Hancock and Randall Carlson's theory about the restarting of human civilization, is that we had achieved a very high level of sophistication, which explains the period.
Can we scroll back on that video real quick?
No, actually we can't.
Are you sure? Right on there. I think you can. Shit, no you can't. Damn it. So
pyramids and Göbekli Tepe is a
keep going.
Okay.
Immense stone structures where they move stones with some unknown technology from as many as 500 miles away, 1,000-ton stones through the mountains. We have no idea how the fuck they did it. And then you go 5,000 years later and you have barbarians.
Yeah.
And like, what happened? Well, most likely a fucking natural disaster that forced people to figure out a way to adapt and overcome. And I think that's one of the reasons why, if we go back a few thousand years ago, you have these people with these brilliant minds that live these unbelievably barbaric lives. And I think it's because they're the descendants of people that had to survive whatever was left over after the sophisticated civilization was hit by comets. Humans are so
don't disagree. And
Could be a possibility.
I agree with Malik on this too. Like, we have to be arrogant to believe that nobody has done it before. Like, to relate what he was saying to your topic, you know.
But one thing I was going to say, I was trying to stop that video. Did you notice the bevels on the corners of some of those stones? How they were very square, but they also had like little design bevels. But that's very interesting. That's something you wouldn't think you would see at that level of civilization.
Okay, it says 65 million years ago with Adam Driver. The movie 65, terrible movie.
I haven't seen it.
It did not end how I thought it was going to end. I thought it was going to end as, this is the story of Adam, but it wasn't. I thought they were going to try to tie it into aliens are the reason that Adam and Eve happened, and verbal history translated it to God put Adam and Eve here and this, that, and the other. But I was wrong.
We got all the show notes up where people can see them.
Whoops. It happens.
But one thing I was going to mention. So, Graham Hancock mentions that the pyramids are possibly older than what we think they are.
There's documented occurrences of people who saw the pyramids before the pyramids were supposed to have been built. I've listened to him talk about it. He's talked about like Greek philosophers who talked about the time.
I figured Greek philosophers would have been post-Egypt.
No. It was like an oral history from Greece.
I got you.
Talking about when the pyramids were built.
I got you.
Because there was already trade routes.
Right.
Which is actually true, because around the time the pyramids were being built, there's recorded interaction with Greeks.
I got you. And then also too, when we found the Sphinx, it was like buried up to its head in dirt.
Yeah. We only found it because the sand had got blown off of it.
Right. Or actually, it was completely buried.
Yeah.
So my thing is like, man, how many years does it take for that? I mean, you would think that's got to take a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of sand there, but still.
Yeah, but even then, you've got to think of the climate changes that have happened between now and when the pyramids were built.
Exactly.
Because that area used to be pretty good and fertile.
And that also makes me think of like Easter Island too. You know, like they have found
the Moai are submerged. They're not they have bodies.
That's what I'm saying. There's more of them under the ground. Why?
Exactly.
Like
nobody fucking knows.
Like, was there an event that
why
covered
were they
that
buried?
all up?
But that brings you to the Younger Dryas impact theory.
Right. And so what the Younger Dryas impact is a theory that suggests that a cometary or meteor the wine is talking. The meteoric body or bodies hit and or exploded over North America. So
there's actually an impact crater in Greenland that they think is the Younger Dryas impact crater.
Okay. Well, North America is Canada, Mexico.
Greenland would be
United
included
States.
in that general vicinity.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure about that. It said 12,900 years ago, causing the YD climate episode, extinction of
The Pleistocene
megafauna. I don't know what that is.
Dinosaurs.
Oh, okay. Well, no, megafauna, that's a plant.
Oh, wait, no, megafauna is any life form.
Okay. Demise of the Clovis archaeological culture, we will speak about in a minute, and a substantial research has focused on and a range of other effects since gaining widespread attention in 2007. Substantial research is focused on testing the 12 main signatures presented as evidence of a catastrophic extraterrestrial event.
And we're not talking about aliens. We're talking about like
something
a comet.
from somewhere else. Yeah. 12,900 years ago. And that's from ScienceDirect.com. So the Younger Dryas is possibly the reason for the end of the Clovis culture. The Clovis culture is can be found across nearly all of North America from 12,000 to 11,000 years before the present. So we're not talking about BC. We're talking about 12,000 years ago from now.
Well, which would have been BC.
Well,
But
no. It
would
was
have
10 to 9,000 BCE.
Yeah.
Although most archaeologists agree that the Clovis culture was really dominant for only 400 to 600 years during that time frame. That's from study.com. So, scholars generally agree that the earliest form of writing appeared almost... Okay. I need... Not
Paraphrase.
So, I looked up what was the earliest form of writing.
Yeah.
And that came from... And that's the...
It came from Mesopotamia. Cuneiform.
Yeah, but it was the tablet.
I know what you're talking about. I just can't think of what it's called.
But that's one of the earliest forms of writing. And because I wanted to see what that compared to as far as the Younger Dryas impact, right? So we've got the Younger Dryas impact happening 12,000 years ago, right?
12,900 years ago, yes.
Yeah. And then we didn't have writing, a form of writing until 5,000 years ago.
Right. So the problem with it is that there's strong disagreement in when the Clovis culture was around or if it really even existed. So the argument would be that the earliest form of writing took its natural course and that the Clovis culture is just a culture that we didn't know about that was actually from this time period.
Okay.
That's basically where they get out. They essentially discredit anyone who thinks that there were civilized peoples prior to the Younger Dryas.
Oh yeah, like Graham Hancock actually got apparently banned from Egypt.
Yep.
Because of his whole study.
Yep.
But the thing is, he says that if you don't, like, if you're trying to be an archaeologist or something like that, like if you don't pretty much just keep repeating what your like superiors say, like they will boot your ass out.
Right. So this conspiracy is that technology from an ancient human civilization that existed before the Younger Dryas period.
Yeah, we're not talking about aliens here. We're talking about like, we think that the human race...
We think that we're being lied to and that there is a longer history to the human race.
Right. And I'm not necessarily talking, like they try to portray it as like we were flying around in spaceships. I don't know about that.
No, I don't think it was that. I think it was just
maybe
if those people had thrived and not had the Younger Dryas impact, how much further would we
like
be
I think we
now?
I think we could have I think we were at least like Egypt, Greece. Like,
well, we clearly were. They built those monuments.
but I'm saying I think we were at that point and then something happened and we had to start that part from that part.
Yeah. A great flood caused by the Younger Dryas impact.
Which would explain the biblical flood.
Which would explain a lot of things.
Right.
I've said it before. I think that worshiping the God that I worship is fine, because if my theory about religion is correct and that most religions got it pretty much right with distinctions, it's just like a
different
fish,
perspectives.
It's like a fish story.
Right.
Once you move off and start telling it to other people, it changes and changes and changes and changes.
I don't know if we necessarily all worship the same God, but the story is somewhat.
My point is that if you follow it all back far enough, chances are they converge into the one true story.
Right. Now, I would agree with that. Because, you can look at a bunch of different religions and you can see, like, segues. Not segues, but...
Well, it's like I told you the other day with the Code of Hammurabi.
Yeah, what did you say about that again? Remind me.
Some of the Code of Hammurabi is in the Ten Commandments.
Right. It is...
And the Code of Hammurabi predates the Ten Commandments.
Yeah, that's why, like, I say, like, I don't doubt Jesus' existence on this earth or what he came to do. But what I have a hard time not doubting is the whole storyline of the Bible, I guess you'd say. And not necessarily the storyline, but the
time frame?
No, it's hard to explain. I question the originalness of it.
Right. Well, when you look at it and you see so much of it being borrowed from other places.
Right.
Again, it doesn't necessarily, in my mind, it doesn't discredit it or make it wrong. I think it's just the same story told in a different way.
Right. And like we said before, basic facts of salvation are all the same. It's just,
but
I'm a curious individual, and I want to know I want to know more about the backstory.
Most religions are what? Be a good person.
Yeah.
Unless it's Islam, and then it's murder people who don't believe like you.
Well, but generally, other than that, I do believe it does talk about being a good person.
Yes, but in order to understand the Quran, you have to understand how to read the Quran. You have to read it chronologically, because in the Quran, anything that comes chronologically after takes precedence over what came before.
Mm.
So if Muhammad said, love everyone early in his life, and then at the end, kill everyone who doesn't believe that like you.
You're supposed to kill everyone that doesn't believe.
That's the one that takes precedence.
I got you.
You have to have 2 books to read the Quran effectively.
I got you.
And I can't remember what the other book is called. I'll have to find it again. But
that's why I say, like, that's my problem. I don't question God or Jesus. I just question.
Unless you're a Scientologist. If you're a Scientologist, you can go fuck yourself.
I actually pretty much agree with that. Yeah, because Scientology was based off of a science fiction novel.
Yes.
So, but it's just, I guess you could really say that's kind of what I've struggled with lately. Is just that whole deal. And like I said, I don't necessarily struggle with my faith exactly. It's just, but it makes you kind of struggle with it a little bit.
You got one more thing in here for us.
Okay.
Though.
But aside from now that I did find a website that showed, I guess, the top 10 oldest archaeological sites in the world. And we're just going to skip all the way down to number 1.
Okay, so I do want to talk about this first, though.
We didn't even talk about that. Look how straight those edges are, bro.
Right. So they think that this is part of the civilization that occurred prior to the Younger Dryas impact, and that these are the people that were remaining from a specific culture,
right,
who built this as a monument,
right,
or a food. I think this one is actually like a food storage area for like wheat and stuff.
Either way, the point that they try to make is that,
but how in the
edges,
fuck
How do they get it so
ancient
straight?
people create things that perfect.
Right.
I mean, some of the, like, even in the pyramids, some of the spaces would be so closely joined together that you couldn't fit a credit card in the gap, or a playing card for that matter.
It's very interesting.
But
scroll on down. What we got next? Wait, go. What's the description? Göbekli Tepe.
Göbekli Tepe. Or Tepe.
Let's see. The world's oldest temple. They thought it was just a abandoned medieval cemetery, but
Salty says, "I'd rather worship Mork from Ork before I join a cult like Scientology."
Okay, come on down.
We don't hand those out very often. You should feel very special.
What is Tel Carmel? Never even heard of that place. It supposedly existed between 10,900 to 800 BC.
Looks like a dirt mound. Let's go cave. That was an interesting time period. All these cave drawings.
And it's 17,000 years ago.
Yeah.
We were still going, and then we're just at number 5.
And then 27,000 years ago, another cave painting.
Wait, hold up. Go back up. Okay, there for a minute I was like, dude, that looks like a freaking dragon. But no, it's just a way that...
It does not.
Marujaga. Sacred indigenous land containing one of the largest collections of petroglyphs.
Yeah, birds, animals.
Chauvet Cave. 36,000 years ago. Chauvet.
That's from
cave settlement containing some of the best preserved cave paintings in the world. Cave of El Castillo. Cave settlement containing the oldest known cave paintings.
You call yourself Hispanic. Castillo.
Whatever.
40,800 years.
And then we get to Theopetra Cave in Thessaly.
Oh
Cave settlement containing the oldest known human-made structure. So scroll down. Let me see if we can read about this. In 2012, the following several decades of research and excavation, researchers revealed that humans were living in Theopetra Cave over 135,000 years ago, making it the oldest archaeological site in the world. The research team, led by whatever that is, originally thought that human occupation in the cave dated to at least 50,000 years ago. However, they discovered children's footprints that pushed back Theopetra's use to over 80,000 years earlier. Theopetra Cave is a treasure trove of artifacts from several different periods, including the Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and Neolithic periods. The site is home to a 23,000-year-old wall that was most likely built to protect the cave's residents from cold winds. So,
you got some steam coming out of your ear after reading that much.
I know, right? So, if the oldest writing that we have found,
well, this is cave paintings. It's different.
I know. I'm saying the oldest form of writing, was just 5,000 years. Was it? Did I say 5,000 years ago?
Well, you got to go back to. I know where you're going with this. Why did it take?
No. I said 5,000 years ago, right?
Yeah.
But before that, it would have still been like on rocks and whatnot. Even though they were more advanced, they probably didn't necessarily have paper. Even paper would have been disintegrated.
Right. So you're going from 17,000 years ago to 5,000 years ago. No writing?
No.
But that's where I'm headed with this. If I were just listening, that's where I would have come to.
Because 5,000 years ago was supposedly the first writing, right?
Right.
On the tablets, cuneiform. But we're talking about, we go all the way back to 133,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. That even gives it more evidence that something may have happened.
Had to have happened.
To reset us at some point. Because there's no way the form of writing could have been preserved if it was that type of event,
Right.
maybe.
So what's the verdict? Are we the ancient aliens?
Are we the ancient aliens?
Yeah. Survivors of a more technologically advanced
Maybe. See,
civilization,
this is one thing.
Teaching their followers the ways that
I mean,
they used.
Even technically in the Bible, that's kind of the way things happened. I mean, if supposedly even only, how many people were on the boat? Like 5, 6, something like that?
6, I think.
You know what I mean?
But again,
it's not like they had welders and whatnot that they were hauling off the boat.
Here's the weird thing about Noah's Ark, and I guarantee you've never thought of it this way. It had never rained prior to the flood.
Right. And if you ever
Whoa,
go...
you agree with me on this?
Yeah. Yeah, because if you actually go and listen to, what's his name? What's his name? He's a pastor, but he's also like a speaker.
Well, so here's the thing. In the Bible, it says that there was a mist upon the earth to water the plants.
But also, I think there was a lot of underground water. What is that dude's name?
I can't type tonight. No. Look. Genesis 2, 4 through 6. The mist that went up with, where's the fucking...
Kent Hovind.
Yeah, he's a creationist.
Yes. So Kent Hovind, I'll go talk about this first.
So pay attention here. Verse 6 of Genesis 2. But there went up a mist from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. It never rained.
Yeah.
It quite literally never rained. That's why when Noah was building the ark, everybody thought he was crazy.
Yeah.
He was talking about water coming from the sky and flooding everything.
So what Kent Hovind believes is that there was and when I say firmament, I mean something around the world.
Right.
And there was like an ice sheet around in the atmosphere around the world.
Yeah.
And for all we know,
Kent Hovind is also a crazy person. But
no, he's pretty smart. I mean,
yes, but some of the things that he believes,
but it could have been, weird. It could have been, and I believe it's God, but I believe, it could have been God causing a type of ecological, like environment change kind of deal.
Yes.
And that could have melted, and that's what first caused that first rain. But it also talks about in the Bible that when the flood happened, the water also sprung up from the earth.
Yeah.
It wasn't just from the rain.
It did both.
Right, exactly.
But again, it had never rained.
Right. But to them it could have been rain, but it could have been the water springing up from the earth and coming down.
Yeah.
Like
could have been.
You know what I mean? Who knows?
Probably wasn't.
Who knows? Who knows? We weren't there.
Anyway, back to the point. Are we the ancient aliens?
We weren't there. I don't know.
And that's been Joe's Conspiracy Corner. Okay. We're already over time, but we really need to do We Hate Her and Chaz Pop Up.
Well, what'd you think, though?
Much better. Keep it up. Flowed a lot nicer.
Good.
For sure. Oh, Probes missed it.
Can't promise that every week, but...
Well, you don't have to do it. Maybe do it once a month. Do it really well.
Right. Like the really good topics, I'll try to do like that. But if it's like, I'll do a short 5-minute kind of thing,
Yeah, sure. All right, so we're going to go straight to Chats with Pop Pop. Well, folks, the lights are on. Air conditioning's on. There's nobody home. Take a gander at this just full of blunders President of the United States.
It is evening, isn't it?
My
thoughts and prayers with the people of Morocco and my friend King Mohammed VI, I should say, and my administration, including Secretary of State Blinken. As the G20, at the G20, there was sufficient agreement in the room on the need for a just and lasting peace. And I hope that, I think that Prime Minister Xi has some difficulties right now. Okay, increase the global South's capacity to grow. If everybody in the world had a job they got up in the morning and wanted to go to and thought they could put 3 squares on the table for their family, no matter where they live, the whole world would be better off.
3 spares?
Sorry.
You need spare tires?
If they're in fact able to generate significant capacity to.
Eagle has left the podium. I repeat, Eagle has left the podium.
And to think that
Please rein in the Eagle. Please rein in the Eagle. Oh, fuck it. Let's just see how far he goes.
Absorb to prevent carbon from being released in the air.
And he's talking in front of other countries.
Railroad we're talking about going across from India across the Middle East. So I have not given up at all on the notion that
I don't know how much more
we're going to be able to,
Are you not
how can I say it?
I'm kind of embarrassed,
I think,
to be honest.
For example, the consequence of what we've done, we have the strongest economy in the world today. Right now, today, the United States of America has the strongest economy in the world. And there's my brother loves having there's famous lines from movies that he always quotes. Titties. You know, and one of them is there's a movie about John Wayne. He's an Indian scout, and they're trying to get I think it was the Apache, one of the great tribes.
What?
And the Indian looks at John Wayne and points to the Union soldier and says, "He's a lion, dog-faced pony soldier." I see. I'm just following my orders here.
Wait, what?
Hold on. I see. I'm just following my orders here. I met with his number 2 person here in India today. I don't. Anyway, I just think that there are other things on leaders' minds, and they respond to what's needed at the time. And look, nobody.
No, the words are this.
True international effort to pressure. But I tell you what, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed.
Please go to bed.
What?
And retire.
What?
It's so embarrassing. Like, this is the president of the United States.
Bro,
talking in front of the entire world.
It got so bad that Karine Jean-Pierre stopped him and said, "That's the end of the press conference."
And this guy is, you know, the entire world is laughing
for
at us.
re-election, my
And the
guy.
entire world is laughing at us right now.
What the fuck is happening right now? Where do we live? Do we live in this? You know what this?
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
Where's Morpheus?
I'm ready to wake up now. This dream has gone too far.
Have you watched that movie? Have you watched that show Jericho yet?
No.
You need to go watch Jericho.
I just
kind of looks like a vacation.
I fucking can't with this shit. Like, this is absurd. Just absolute nonsense.
What is?
No, I'm sorry. I already closed it.
We need to move on anyway.
That's been this week.
Roll.
That's Chats with Pop Pop. That's the same as last time.
Okay.
And we're going to go straight from that to At the Podium, formerly We Hate Her.
I'll wear your granddad's clothes.
Wrong.
Nope. Well, that was a shit show, just like the podium is.
It's a damn madhouse in here.
Dude, I've got the wrong image. Like, Joe, you can vouch for me. I've got the same image in 2 different places.
Oh, shit.
And it confused the shit out of me because it changed it back. That's... No. Don't do that. Don't touch. No touchy. That's Kate's thing. I don't know why it changed the image back. That's
You
fucking
should just
annoying.
put. You should just put like Kate's picture.
Well, I thought last week I had the damn icon right. Anyway, so on this week's installment of At the Podium, we've got KJP, aka Black Debbie, well, leaving the podium.
Okay, one more. I'm trying to call. I haven't called on you. Go ahead.
Thanks, great. On the memo that was sent out to news organizations about covering this impeachment inquiry, can you give us some background into the decision making of why you thought sending that was necessary?
I'm going to leave that to the White House counsel from my colleague who sent that memo. Just laid out really kind of specifically as to how we see this process has moved forward. How there is no evidence. It's not even coming from us. It's coming from Republicans in Congress. We've been very clear about that.
She stuttered.
I actually think that memo lays out pretty good detail of why we felt it was important to put that out. I'm just not going to get beyond what my colleague has shared.
Yeah, I'm
with
sure
you.
you're not.
And with that, folks.
Oh shit!
Interacting with so many of his son's foreign business associates.
You know, it happens sometimes.
Told CNN they believe the president was involved and he lied.
Oh, she's gone.
I mean, there's nothing to see anyway, Probst. I don't know what you want from me, man.
Man, they had a picture of her when you first started the video, and I was like, man, look at the shitter on that critter. She got a booty. We may not like her, but she got a booty.
Dude, we don't have the yeehaw button, but Joe's over here like... this is from,
Karine got a booty.
This is from earlier in the same press conference.
On impeachment, you just mentioned House Republicans' baseless claims. How confident are you that there will be
I got it
no
this time,
evidence
Probst.
that incriminates President Biden and Hunter's business dealings as this goes forward?
So let me just give a little bit of a lay down here because I think it's important. Any specifics to the inquiry? Certainly, I want to say this at the top, as I said to Darlene. I'm going to refer you to my colleagues at the counsel's office. But I also want to be clear about.
Smell like failure.
You know, I just talked about Bidenomics. I just talked about what the president's going to do tomorrow, really deliver a major speech, something that the American people want to hear about. What are we doing to improve their lives, work on the economy? And
the answer is nothing. Nothing.
Nothing.
You'll get nothing.
And you will like it.
And these are real issues, real priorities for Americans. And like I said, like lowering costs. But what you see Republicans in Congress, right, they have spent all year investigating the president. That's what they have spent all year doing. And have turned.
No, they've spent all year keeping you from fucking this country by investigating the president. You missed a step there.
You know what audio we need? The Willy Wonka. You lose. Good day, sir.
We do need that.
Turned up with no evidence, none.
Except for the laptop, the emails,
the WhatsApps,
the text messages to his daughter saying that he pays all of Daddy's bills. No evidence though.
No,
none, zero.
That he did anything wrong.
Again, just because we haven't seen it yet doesn't mean that it's not there. First off. Second off, your boy Pop Pop's about to get fucked up. Corn Pop wasn't shit compared to the long dick of the law.
I mean, that is what we've heard over and over again from their almost year-long investigation. And
no,
that's
it's not.
Because the president didn't do anything wrong. Even House Republicans have said the evidence does not exist. The House Republicans have said that. To my friend in the back who just yelled that, which is incredibly inappropriate. But House Republicans have said that it doesn't exist. Their own investigation have actually debunked their ridiculous attacks. And the only reason Speaker McCarthy is doing this political stunt, and we have seen it, you all have reported, is because Majority Taylor Greene has said she threatened to shut down the government. Can you imagine shutting down the government over a political stunt?
Well, I'm glad you asked. We'd be quite tickled to see that.
And we're talking about vital programs that American families need. And she said that because she wanted him to actually do this. And if he didn't, she would shut down the government. And you have Matt
I don't know if you know this, but it takes more than like one person to shut down the government. Like one person can't do that.
What?
Kind of like the president can't unilaterally declare new laws because that's not how this works, and that's why we hate you. And then we got one last one. And, you know, this one is about the possibility of a presidential pardon for Hunter.
Second one, will the president pardon or commute his son if he's convicted?
So I've answered this question before. It was asked of me not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, and I was very clear, and I said no. Go ahead, Mary.
Liar! The president said today record profits for the automakers should mean record contracts for the UAW. Does that mean that he supports a 40% raise in these new contracts?
I'm not going to get into the specifics. I mean, the president has always said that there should be, that he believes in fair wages and fair benefits for workers. That is nothing new, right? He believes in making sure that workers are able to raise their fair.
Then why the fuck is he making it harder to raise my family by raising the prices on everything because of his shitty policies like canceling all the leases in fucking Alaska? This is why we fucking hate you. And that's been At the Podium, formerly known as We Hate Her. I'm sorry, that music is fucking oppressive. I'm going to have to tone that down a little bit.
So, one thing we didn't talk about was this whole, no, we don't have to talk about it long, but, you know, the Ford or the auto workers went on strike.
Yes, unions, not good. Prices go up.
And, well, you know, they won what was that, 31, something like
40%
that?
40% raise, pretty much. Pretty close.
That is some bullshit. Like, you got to be kidding me.
Let me tell you what Ford, General Motors, and Chrysler are going to do. They're going to tell you to go fuck yourself.
I hope they do.
And they're going to find a new workforce.
And we're talking about, this is average $32 an hour that they're making right now.
I mean, more than I do.
And they want a 40% raise. So what's 40% of 30 or $32? You know what? Probably faster to do on
Jesus
my phone.
Christ. Do we have a funny?
Not right now.
Well, that's depressing. You're going to have to do that because I'm doing this.
$12 raise. So up to almost $45, up to $45 an hour. That is stupid.
Yeah. It's
like nobody makes $45 an hour except, dude, I don't even, got me choked up. Like nurses don't even make that.
Nope.
Now, maybe travel nurses may make that.
Oh, you know what? Nope, we're not going to do a funny or not. We're going to end the show on a serious note.
Oh yeah, we got one more thing.
Because there is one last thing that because of when it happened, we didn't cover it last week, but we do want to take a moment to.
It was on Monday, and our show was on Saturday, and I feel like it's more appropriate to cover it.
9/11 and everything that happened on that terrible, terrible day.
American 11, are you trying to call?
The cockpit is not answering their phone. Our number 1 has been staffed, and our 5 has been staffed.
Hey, I'm going to call from Washington. I am in a situation with American 11, a possible hijack.
What's going on, Betty? The crap is erratic again. Problem, very erratic. Betty, talk to me. Betty, are you there? Betty? Betty?
A plane just
What?
The 737?
What?
The World Trade
Who are you
Center.
talking to?
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
United 175, New York. We have some problems over here right now. We might have a hijack over here, 2 of them.
Jules, this is Ryan. Listen, on an airplane that's been hijacked. If things don't go well, I'm looking good. I just want you to know I absolutely love you. I want you to do good. So have a good time. Same to my parents and everybody. And I just totally love you, and I'll see you later. Bye, babe.
What are those people going to do? All the elevators are blocked out.
Oh my God. So both towers are now.
Okay, I got an aircraft 6 miles east of the White House.
Crystal City, just north of Crystal City.
Just to the north of your town.
Yeah, stop all departures.
Pentagon just got hit. No for CNN. God damn, I can't even protect my NCA.
United 93, that traffic for you is 1 o'clock, 12 miles eastbound 370.
Negative contact, we're looking United 93.
United 93, Cleveland, if you hear the center right then.
I got that pizza down. Keep remaining sitting. You have a ball board.
Tuesday, 9:47 a.m.
Hi, baby. Baby, you have to listen to me carefully. I'm on a plane that's been hijacked. I'm on the plane. I'm calling from the plane. I want to tell you I love you. Please tell my children that I love them very much. And I'm so sorry, babe. I hope to be able to see your face again, baby. I love you. Bye.
We're 56865. We have, I believe it is a Boeing 757. Can you see him up there, sir?
That's confirmed. It looks like he's rocking his wings.
Roger.
He's rocking back and forth.
We're 56865. I advise you stay away from that aircraft. Go north as fast as you can.
United 93, have you got information on that yet?
Yeah, he's down.
He's down?
Yes.
When did he land?
He did not land.
Oh, he's down?
Yeah,
Down?
somewhere up northeast of Camp David.
Honestly, I just want to let you know I love you, and I'm stuck in this building in New York. There's lots of smoke, and I just wanted you to know that I love you always.
At number 2 World Trade Center, right. Ladies and students in this office, we're not ready to die, but it's getting bad.
I'm on the 83rd floor. I'm gonna die, aren't I? No. Say I'm gonna die.
Ma'am, say your prayers. We're gonna think positive because you gotta help each other get off the floor. Now.
A new type of war. That's what it is.
Man, I tell you what, that day is like burned into my mind.
That day is the one day that
the world has not felt the same since that day.
No, it hasn't. And it never will.
Planes flying into good evening. Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist acts. The victims were in airplanes or in their offices, secretaries, businessmen and women, military and federal workers, moms and dads, friends and neighbors. Thousands of lives were suddenly ended by evil, despicable acts of terror. The pictures of airplanes flying into buildings, fires burning, huge structures collapsing, have filled us with disbelief, terrible sadness, and a quiet, unyielding anger. These acts of mass murder were intended to frighten our nation into chaos and retreat. But they have failed. Our country is strong. A great people has been moved to defend a great nation. Terrorist attacks can shake the foundations of our biggest buildings, but they cannot touch the foundation of America. These acts shattered steel, but they cannot dent the steel of American resolve. America was targeted for attack because we're the brightest beacon for freedom and opportunity in the world, and no one will keep that light from shining.
Unfortunately, that
today our nation saw
not
evil,
the reason, but
the very worst of human nature, and we responded with the best of America, with the daring of our rescue workers, with the caring for strangers and neighbors who came to give blood and help in any way they could. Immediately following the first attack, I implemented our government's emergency response plans. Our military is powerful, and it's prepared. Our emergency teams are working in New York City and Washington, D.C. to help with local rescue efforts. Our first priority is to get help to those who have been injured and to take every precaution to protect our citizens at home and around the world from further attacks. The functions of our government continue without interruption. Federal agencies in Washington, which had to be evacuated today, are reopening for essential personnel tonight and will be open for business tomorrow. Our financial institutions remain strong, and the American economy will be open for business as well. The search is underway for those who are behind these evil acts. I've directed the full resources of our intelligence and law enforcement communities to find those responsible and to bring them to justice. We will make no distinction between the terrorists who committed these acts and those who harbor them. I appreciate so very much the members of Congress who have joined me in strongly condemning these attacks. And on behalf of the American people, I thank the many world leaders who have called to offer their condolences and assistance. America and our friends and allies join with all those who want peace and security in the world, and we stand together to win the war against terrorism. Tonight I ask for your prayers for all those who grieve, for the children whose worlds have been shattered, for all whose sense of safety and security has been threatened. And I pray they will be comforted by a power greater than any of us, spoken through the ages in Psalm 23. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. This is a day when all Americans from every walk of life unite in our resolve for justice and peace. America has stood down enemies before, and we will do so this time. None of us will ever forget this day, yet we go forward to defend freedom and all that is good and just in our world. Thank you. Good night, and God bless America.
That was a day, man. That was a day. Like I said, the world just doesn't feel the same ever since then. And I will say I don't think I can say I've ever seen a sunset quite like the sunset was that day. It's just like, I don't know, man. It's like the entire world just took notice.
Because the entire world did take
I'm not
notice.
talking about people. I'm talking about even like just creation itself took notice. That was a turning point in our history.
I remember that day, but I remember more when we were waiting to see what happened next.
Yeah, because we went into the library. We were in 6th grade.
No, we weren't in 6th grade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were in 6th grade.
Oh yeah, it was the first year of the junior high, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Because it was Cowboy Day or whatever. We had to dress up like
I don't remember that
Western
part.
Day. I don't know. And they took us to the library and they said they just told, or at least told my class that I was in. They said, "This is history in the making, and you need to see it."
Yeah, I remember sitting in school watching that. I remember everything shut down.
Oh yeah, everybody pretty much just sat around the TV all day.
And even like manufacturing plants, they stopped. The significance of September 11th can't be understated, especially because of what it led to.
The thing is, though, is
it led to 20 years in Afghanistan.
Yeah, it's led to a lot of things.
To the war in Iraq. It led to the creation of ISIS.
It's led to a lot of bad things.
It's impacted every aspect of American history since the day it happened.
Yeah. It completely changed the entire world. It didn't just change our country. It changed the entire world.
It did. And at first, it changed America for the better.
Yeah.
It changed us.
That's the most, what do you call it?
Unity.
That's the most united we've ever been.
And I know that last year I did a little monologue about it, but I still find myself wondering, what is it going to take
to get that unity back?
To have the America that we had on September 12th of 2001.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I think it would take something else. And I don't even know if that would do.
I don't think that it would do.
Matter of fact, if something else was like that was to happen, it may divide us even more, because then everybody would be pointing fingers at each other, blaming everybody for whatever.
Not only that, but it would be the people who hate America, who have grown up to hate America because of whatever bullshit leftist ideology they're being fed.
And we would be told, oh, well, if America didn't do this, this wouldn't have happened, which technically 9/11 happened because we screwed over the Taliban is what had happened.
Well, no, we didn't screw them over. We armed them.
Right.
We funded the Mujahideen in order to fight off the Russians.
And then we left them there.
Now, look at this. It all comes back to Russia, too.
Yeah. But like we pretty much was like, hey, here you go, and then we left them there to fight them themselves, and they got pissed about it.
They got rid of Russia because Afghanistan is historically known as the graveyard of empires.
Right.
Because if an empire goes there and tries to fix it, they bankrupt themselves.
Right.
So going there was just another step in the inevitable demise of life as we knew it. You know, there will never be an America that was the America of September 12th again.
I don't think so. I would be very surprised to see it. And it would, because like I said, I don't care what it is. It would take, I don't think there's anything that could happen catastrophically that would unite people like that.
I don't think so.
Because it was a different time and it was a different people.
If it were to happen again, it would just be the Rashida Tlaibs of the United States saying, well, America has done all of these terrible things and we deserve it. No, we don't fucking deserve it.
Either that or it would be...
We, the people, have not done all of these terrible things. You, the government, have.
But we also have these younger generations coming up that is like, it's all about themselves.
And America's a terrible place and it's racist and corrupt.
I'm talking about it like on the catastrophic level, it would be all about themselves. They would just be worried about what they're going to do for themselves. You know, they would be confused. They wouldn't really know what to do. They would just be scared. You know, there would be no gathering together and being strong together. It would be about just being afraid and everybody for themselves, I think.
Yeah, probably. We can't leave it on this.
No, even Probe said that's a depressing thing to end on.
And it is. So we're gonna go to some fails.
Oh shit. Oh shit. That's not funny. That's just oh shit.
Oh shit. Ah!
Oh, that sucks.
You notice what that was on that?
Looks like an Audi.
No. It was a Prius. Fuck your Prius.
Oh, they're blind. I was like, bro, how'd you miss that? But they're blindfolded.
Oh God.
Oh.
You fuck nerd. That bro skips leg day.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Whoa.
That dude got lucky. Oh, that sucks. The hell? Oh, was that a dude or a woman? I couldn't tell.
know.
Oh shit. I think it might be a dude with long hair. I can't tell.
That is a man.
Oh, right in the
God.
booty hole.
Oh shit.
Ooh, girl. Oh.
That's what you get for being a thirst trap.
Big booty, little brain. Oh, that's funny. Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Oh, that looked painful.
down.
Oh. That, gentlemen, is how you parallel park. Oh, shit.
That's how you decapitate yourself.
I almost just died.
No shit.
That's why you use blocks and don't just trust the jack.
Oh shit.
It's gonna slip. Yep. Bam. Somebody didn't put the parking brake on.
Oof. That's a jewelry store too.
Oh.
2 of them. Oh, right on a car.
Oh, man.
Oh my God.
No, this has disaster written all over it.
Do it again.
Oh, this is going to end badly. Dumbass.
Ooh. Now that sucks. That's not nobody can do about that.
Moped.
Oh, he spilled the chili.
He spilled the chili. God
damn it, Kevin. Damn it, Kevin. Oh. If that ain't Justin, I don't know what it is.
Oh, no, not the beer.
Oh, we got another movie.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's...
Oh.
Well, at least he's still alive.
For now.
No,
Oh,
no, I think he's good. I think he's good.
Yeah, he's getting up.
At least a little bit. The hell? Oh, this is fake.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, I think it's fake.
Oh.
That sucks.
Oh, no. Goddamn IKEA does.
I was about to say, IKEA special right there.
Hey.
That's an IKEA
Hey,
special.
You can't park
Whoa.
there. You can't park there.
That's not the right audio, but... Bruh. They had a blade on there.
Oh, no.
Well, that sucks. Parkour!
Oh! 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 Oh!
Oh! He's fine! Oh! Damn.
I'm Justin.
I'm Joe.
Tally ho, lads.